Six chill, for real.
Judah. Whenever Judah. The scepter would never leave Judah. The scepter would never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. You saw the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Welcome to another live class. We're here at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. We're live. Today is the Sabbath. We have class every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We also have another school out in Virginia. They got class Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're at 2610 Granby Street, on NORFOLK, Virginia, 23517. All right. We also have a school in San Antonio. They're at 4444 Walsham Road, San Antonio, Texas. They do class every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday also. All the times are on the screen, so you can check that out. We also hold our Hebrew Academy every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday in Houston. We send that out live for the the Google Meets.
Google Meet.
For the brothers out of state. And then we do a Wednesday from Virginia, and they send that out via Zoom or Google Meets also. All right, so that's the Hebrew Academy. That's where brothers get sharpened up in the scriptures, how to break down certain breakdowns, baptism, color of Christ, the basics, as well as sharpening up your skills, pulling the scriptures, knowing how to go through your Bible. A good soldier has to be familiar with his weapon. All right?
That's right.
So if you want to be a part of that, feel free to contact us. Let us know. Again, if you're outside of Virginia and Houston, we'll send you the link. That way you can participate. If you're here, show up here. If you're in Virginia, show up to the school in Virginia. Okay? We have a few businesses that we like to announce. We have Israel Wear. Okay? This is where the sisters, they'll set up any custom garments that you like. Any headbands, any armbands, anything pertaining to Israel's attire, the sisters will make it for you. And with that, we also have the Fringed Up subscription. That's where you pay the $35 monthly, and you'll get a shirt with a decal, something biblical, fringes. If you do 70, you'll do the shirt and a headband to match, and that's monthly. All right? The information for that is on the screen. We also have Sweet Ambiance, right? That's another business that we have. We're out in the mall in Virginia. We're also online at sweetambiance.com. It's where you get all your natural body fragrances and oils and body butters. Israel got to smell good, so that's what we're here to do, make you smell good. So check that out, sweetambiance.com. If you need to reach a teacher, my number is 303-557-8979. Text only during class. Any other time you can hit me up, text. You can reach Priest Kazakia. His number is 757-300-4047. He's out in Rochester right now, but again, you can text him, call him. He does class out there in Rochester Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So he does class from 6 to 8 in Rochester. On those days, Saturday, 12 to about 6. So if you don't get him in between those times, just text only. He's probably in class. What else? Anything you want to give any donations. If you want to help out with the school rents, so, the internet, the lights, we'd definitely be glad to take some alms and some donations towards that. We need it. We definitely need the help. We got the Wells Fargo account. She'll put that out there. We got the Zelle, where you can mail anything you like. If you don't want to give money, we get that. We got books, pens, papers, Bibles, Apocryphas, dictionaries. Those things work as well. You can send those here to the school, 8524 South Racewood. You can send them to 2610 Granby. You can send them to 4444 Walsham. Either way it goes, it's all for the same cause. All right, so that's going to be it for the announcements. Oh, wait, say it again. Oh, yeah, because it is January. So Passover is going to be April the 4th. So start stacking your money for, if you're out of state, start stacking your money for your ticket and for your accommodations if you plan on staying a few days. We'll try to do our best to accommodate brothers and sisters, but start stacking your money for that as well as your garment. Start saving your money for your garment. The sisters are starting to come up with the design. The theme, y'all gonna like it. It's a fun theme. It's gonna be a dope garment. So, and the colors are gonna be good too once they figure it out. I kind of know the colors. I ain't gonna tell y'all yet, but it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So just start saving your money up. If there's any indication of what to save up, if you were here last year and you got a garment, kind of go off of that. I forgot what brothers and sisters, what brothers paid, but if you were here last year, just try to save. What was like a soldier's garment? Like 300. Yeah, the garments are probably going to range anywhere from 3 to 2, 2 to 4, 2 to 3. Right. Mine was a little bit more up there, price wise. The higher rank, the more the garment is going to be. So start saving money so we can get that money in. They can order and get working on the garments. The sister is working on the design right now as we speak right now. All right. So Passover. April the 4th, San Antonio. The time, we'll get that for you. Location, we'll get that for you. Okay? And they'll create a flyer so that way when we talk about it, it'll be up there. All right, so that's going to be it for the announcements. We're going to get into the reading. Got a fun one, right? We're going to be going into we're going to open up with the morning prayers, the morning Shabbat prayers, okay? So, Amayim, Yerushalayim. Let's rise and face Jerusalem. Take it away.
Barakatah Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai. Hawa'ah. Lathalanawa. A war. Zayawum. The water. Aman.
Let's bless you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the light this day. Thanks, so be it. The light represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we obtain through the scriptures, that which is found. Let your light shine before all men. That they glorify that through see your works that glorify the Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, that one went out.
And that was Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16.
Is there another? You got it?
Select it.
Go ahead.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
Latan Lenoah.
Latan Lenoah.
Rayach.
Rayach.
Na'achacha.
Na'achacha.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
Let's bless you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives us a sweet savor. Thank you. So be it.
And the frankincense and myrrh represents our prayers going up to the Most High as a sweet savor. Psalms 141 verse 2 says, let my prayers be set before thee as incense. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
Latan Lenoah.
Latan Lenoah.
Hashabah.
Hashabah.
Bashalom.
Bashalom.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen. Let's bless you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives to us a Sabbath in peace. Thank you. So be it.
We're going to go to Psalms 121. And this is the Hebrew. Aynashah.
Aynashah.
Ayom Yom Yah.
Ayom Yom Yah.
Al Ahorim.
Al Ahorim.
Na'ayah.
Na'ayah.
Yabawa'ah.
Yahweh.
Isaiah.
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 Yabawa'ah.
Yahweh.
Ma Yahweh.
Ma Yahweh.
Sha'aisha.
Sha'aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Lanathan.
Yanathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalia.
Regalia.
Yala'ah.
Yala'ah.
Nawum.
Nawum.
Shasha Wamar.
Shasha Wamar.
Yashamar.
Yashimar.
Salakia. Yashamaria.
Yashamaria.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamaria.
Shamaria.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalia.
Tazalia.
Al.
Al.
Yum Yum Yad.
Yum Yum Yad.
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 Hashamash.
Hashamash.
Yala'ah.
Yala'ah.
Hakaya.
Hakaya.
Bayawum.
Bayawum.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Halabana.
Halabana.
Balayayla.
Bayayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamaria.
Shamaria.
Makol.
Makol.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Napashya.
Napashya.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Hawalakia.
Hawalakia.
Wabawa'aya.
Wabawa'aya.
Ma'ithan.
Ma'ithan.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Iwalam.
Iwalam.
Aman.
Aman.
This is Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, for this time forth and for even forevermore. Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
From Yad.
From Yad.
Aman.
Aman.
Shema Yasha Allah.
Shema Yasharallah.
Yahweh Allah Hayanawa.
Yahweh Hayanawa.
Yahweh Chad.
Yahweh Chad.
Shema Yasha Allah.
Shema Yasharallah.
Yahweh Allah Hayanawa.
Yahweh Hayanawa.
Yahweh Chad.
Yahweh Chad.
That's here Israel. Yahweh our power. Yahweh is one.
This is the Ten Commandments.
Lord's Prayer.
Oh, Salakia, the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malak with Ka.
Malak with Ka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Haya.
Haya.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Latanawim.
Latanawim.
Lacham.
Lacham.
Kol.
Kol.
Yawum.
Yawum.
Wasalak Nawa.
Wasalak Nawa.
Kabawa. Kabawaf Nawa.
Kabawaf Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kabawaf Yanawa.
Kabawaf Yanawa.
Wala
Wala
Tabiya Nawa.
Tabiya Nawa.
Banasai 1.
Banasai 1.
Abo.
Abo.
Hawashai Nawa.
Hawashai Nawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rad.
Rad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Wa Allah.
Wa Allah.
Wa Tapara.
Wa Tapara.
La Ayalumium.
Wa Ayalumium.
Aman.
Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer found in Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 14. This is our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth that is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the glory, and the power, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
All right. This is the Ten Commandments. Or Ha. Ashara.
Ashara.
Matazawa.
Matazawa.
Number 1. La'a.
La'a.
Yahaya.
Yahaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Ahariam.
Ahariam.
Alpanya.
Alpanya.
Thou shalt know the gods before me. Excuse me. Thou shalt not have no.
You got to go into the Exodus. 20 and verse 6.
Thou shalt know the gods before me.
Number 2. La'a.
La'a.
Taisha.
Taisha.
Laka.
Laka.
Paso.
Paso.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Ta'ibadam.
Ta'ibadam.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
La'a.
La'a.
Talakwak'a.
Talakwak'a.
Shum.
Shum.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashawa.
Bashawa. Thou shalt not take the Lord thy God's name in vain.
Zakar.
Zakar.
Hayawum.
Hayawum.
Hashabah.
Hashabah.
Lakwadashwa.
Joshua.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Kabad.
Kabad.
Abaka.
Abaka.
Wa amaka.
Amaka.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
La'a.
La'a.
Taratazak.
Taratazak.
Thou shalt not murder.
La'a.
La'a.
Tana'ap.
Tana'ap.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
La'a.
La'a.
Taganab.
Taganab.
Thou shalt not steal.
La'a.
La'a.
Ta'aisha.
Ta'aisha.
Excuse me. La'a.
La'a.
Ta'aina.
Ta'aina.
Shakur.
Shakur.
Thou shalt not make unto thee, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
La'a.
La'a.
Takamad.
Takamad.
Ko. Ashara.
Ashara.
Lara'aika.
Lara'aika.
Aman.
Aman.
Mashabium, which means to be seated.
Yes,
Yeshabium, which means to be seated. Give me.
Remember, if y'all want to get these prayers down, make sure you you put it outside. No, put it outside. Make sure you log in on time. I know we were a little bit late. Y'all know our internet struggles, our woes. We got internet woes, man, on all fronts. We got VA problems. We got problems here. It's funny, Kazaki was telling me about he was getting ready to record class out there, and the camera wouldn't go.
Just to record. Wow.
Just to record, the camera, it like shut off after 30 minutes. You know, still make sure y'all are ready to go when we fire it up. If you could be here in class, be here in class. That way you can get those prayers live and direct. But we put them on the screen also for the brothers and sisters that obviously are out of state, can't be around. All right, so I'm gonna call up the first reader so we can get into this reading. All right.
Elijah, Shabda Shah, Yashikar, Ban Yashala, Men of Israel, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yep. What it be like? Coming to take the mantle. So we're at where's you reading to?
7 and 2.
There it is. Yes, sir.
God.
What happened last week?
When Moses was called to the mountain, Mount Sinai, it was, they went over the story of Moses, how he went into the Pharaoh's house and everything like that. He smoked the Egyptian. The Hebrews were already going against him because he's like, why are you fighting against your brother? The Most High called him to be a deliverer of Israel that were in Egypt. So,
Who else? That was kind of complete. Come on, soldiers. Y'all got to be able to drop reports.
God.
So, if I'm asking you, I need a report on last week's class. Who's going to drop the proper report? Go ahead. No. I want somebody to tell me what we went over last week. Go ahead. I'm one.
Moses and Exodus.
Okay.
We went over from there, sir. I don't remember where we went after that.
Okay, so what we went over last week, y'all gotta pay attention. All you gotta do is just recount the story. What did we go over last week? We went over the birth of Moses, right? What was going on with the Hebrews in the time of when we were in Egypt, right? When we were in Goshen, 400 plus years.
We showed the parallel between then and now as far as the whole Egyptian work life. Like
Right.
the slavery is no different.
We showed the parallels. We went over the birth of Moses, what happened to Moses, how he got found by the Egyptians, how he got raised by his mother, how he escaped Egypt, how the Most High came to him in the burning bush, and how he's doing the back and forth with Pharaoh. Right? So now we're going to get up to the point where at Exodus 6, where we're going to go into where the Most High is going to start literally smashing Egypt with these plagues. This is like a fun story for me. I like reading about the plagues. It shows the power and the strength of the Most High. So if you brothers got to pay attention and know what we go over, because if somebody asks you, what did we go over? You got to be able to drop that. What did we go over? It's easy. All you got to do is recount the story. All right? You can't be lost. Con?
God.
Y'all are soldiers. Y'all trying to be officers, right?
God.
Con. So, go ahead, Elijah.
Exodus chapter 6 and verse 1. When the Most High said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let him go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, and said unto him, I am the Lord, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of Yahweh Almighty, but by my name Jehovah was I not known to them. And I have also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of her, the grounding of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
Right, so one of the points that we went over last week was that why does the Most High why are we not delivered in this captivity? Why is it that we're still going through the bondage and through the slavery?
Because as a nation, as a whole, we have not cried out to the Most High.
Right. As a nation, we're divided. As a nation, some of us still want to be Americans, still want to be Puerto Rican, Jamaican. As a nation, we still want to be in bondage, where some of us are fighting to get out of it, but the Most High wants to hear us in one consent. the majority, right? There has to be a majority consensus that we hate America. But we're still in the minority. And the majority of us still want to be, what's the word? You still want to be mental slaves. Because they're not beating your back in to go to work. They're not beating your back in to build their infrastructure, build their economy. But they mentally have you trapped, thinking that if you don't bow down to them, then you're not going to be able to make it in this America. I thought it was like land of the free, home of the brave. Right? Land of the free. Well, how can you be free if you're a slave to somebody else's agenda?
It's true.
I think priest Tahawam was saying out of famine and 7 days of what was it? 7 days of famine.
7 days of plenty. 7 years.
7 years. I'm sorry, 7 years ago, and we were supposed to keep going west. I think it was. So we liked
East.
What we were east. So we liked what we were doing. You know what we were having with future comforts and things like that. We got comfortable, and is that how we got into?
That's how we got into bondage. We got comfortable in Egypt. That wasn't the landing spot. Egypt. We were supposed to go to the land of Canaan. So we were supposed to do the Egypt thing for a moment, but keep following the will of the Most High, which was, I want y'all to go to the land of milk and honey, not to Egypt. Egypt was trash. But still, even in that, the Most High said, look, I'm going to put y'all in the best part of Egypt. Right? And what did we do? We got comfortable. Come on, man. How can you be comfortable just herding sheep? That's what they made us do. Keeping their flocks. But that's what you do now. You're the shepherd. You're the one that keeps their business together while they get to go out and do what? They get to go travel. They get to ride their little private jets. They get to go to the Catalina Islands and drink wine and champagne, right? They get to do the finer things in life, or what they deem as finer, right? They get to do that while you are the shepherd for their industry. We're the shepherds of America. We keep it rolling. We keep it intact. We keep it out of danger, even though the Most High is bashing this place. But if you look at it like that, we're the shepherds that keep this place together. If it wasn't for us, oh my gosh, Esau would have ate each other alive. We're the reason also why it's not being destroyed, if you get what I mean. Enough of us ain't waking up for that destruction that it talks about in Revelation 7, right? The four winds are being held back for the 144,000 to be sealed, but at the same time, it's not being destroyed because we're here, because we got to be sealed, right? So we got to see what are the steps that we got to take. So that was one of the points that we hit last week, and it's reiterating that same sentiment here in chapter 6. Why did the Most High hear us? Well, because we cried out as a nation, as a majority. We cried out to Him. Hey, the minority, they got left behind in Egypt. The ones that didn't want to break away, they got left. They got left in a land that was destroyed. I mean, Egypt got destroyed by if I'm not mistaken, it was by like the 5th plague. Egypt was done. So if you were stupid enough to sit back in Egypt and think that, oh, it's going to come back, you're a trip. And you got destroyed with that place. Right? So go ahead, read on. Unless, did somebody put a question? Oh, they might comment. Let's see here. What is the best way to get put? What is the best way to get put? Let's see here. You might have to add, what is the best way to get put of bondage? If we can support ourselves without using pale-faced paper, we always look to the skies for someone to help us. Israel must come together and stop using he didn't continue his statement. But yeah, we do got to come together. We do got to unify. But even in coming together, we got to be clear on one thing. Even in coming together, what does coming together mean without having the Most High and Christ in the center of that? It means nothing. You'll have a Black Wall Street. You'll have brown pride, black power, right? You'll have Crips, you'll have Bloods, you'll have gangs, you'll have vice lords, You have all these things, Black Panthers, all these things were Crips, Black Panthers. These were all meant for the good, right?
Kind of.
Right, but when they started, but I always say, when man gets a hold of things without wisdom, things go quickly from gold to rust. Real quick, because you got to have the Most High in Christ in the center of it. Yeah, we could come together. We could come together and do for ourselves and work together and build industry. But what's going to weed out the greed that we've been subjugated to? What's good, that greed mentality, that covetous mentality? Yeah, we work together, but you coming up. I'm coming up too, but your come up is a little bit different than my come up. You might be smarter with your money. So you were able to invest and put things to the side and do this and do that. So now it appears you're coming up better than me. If I'm covetous or greedy, what am I going to do? I'm looking to get what you got. And then I'm not going to come to you for the advice. I'm just going to take. That's our people, right? So you got to have something there with the unity to be able to weed out the negatives that our people have that they come with. The greed, the hate, the envy, the jealousy. What's going to weed that out? I mean, ain't it going to be the wisdom of the Most High? It says the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Right? So we can't use the wisdom of this world. When we unify, we have to use the wisdom of the Bible. So yes, you're absolutely right. We do got to come together. We do got to unify. That's what got us out of Egypt. We came together, but did we come together like, hey, you know what we're going to do? Everybody get pitchforks. Everybody sharpen up a stick. We about to go kill Pharaoh. Or did we cry to the Most High? Right. You see where the unification has to be under how is the Most High going to fulfill his purpose using us? Not how are we going to just get out of captivity and X the Most High out of it. I mean, we got guns, right? I always say it, we the strongest people on earth. We could overtake Esau just like that. We could overtake them just like that. It's a mentality. You know what you got to watch? You got to watch, it's on Netflix, The World's Toughest Prisons. And I was watching it yesterday. And they had one episode, they were in the Philippines. And they got this jail in the Philippines, right in the middle of Manila. And it's supposed to house like 1,300 prisoners. But they got 5,000 prisoners in there. One guard for every 400 prisoners.
Dang.
So this one guard is standing there and he got 400 prisoners in front of him just sitting there in total subjugation. They ain't trying to act out. They ain't trying to do nothing weird. And I'm like, what has them in the mind that they just got to be subject to this guard with no gun, no weapon? You couldn't even tell he was the guard. He just got the different little fatigues on. The black and white digital fatigue, so you could see that he was the guard. And I'm just like, they got these dudes so mentally programmed, they got them laying on the floor spooning each other. Think about 400 people in a room this big.
Just laying on the
floor. Like when they sleep, they spoon one another to get this, so they have enough space. I'm like, grown-ass men.
Dang.
This is what they've been reduced to because the powers that be have beat them down mentally. Now, let's just say they unified just off of, we don't want to spoon each other no more. Right? We tired of spooning. They'd overtake that one guard. It only take like, all you gotta do is get the biggest dude to beat that guard down. And then what? You go through the whole jail and do that, they got the jail. They could all break out and escape. But what got them locked down? They're all unified and being subjugated to that one man.
Right. Dang, that's crazy.
They're all unified in, you know what? Nah, we just gonna sit here and take what they giving us. Right. That's the same thing with us. We got the numbers, right? We got the strength. But think about it, when we rise up, first of all, we do it wrong because we rise up and go riot with the white man. How you gonna go riot with the one that's keeping you oppressed? Right. It doesn't make sense, right? Right. And then we don't rise up under anything spiritual. It's always under some garbage man-made movement. Black Lives Matter. That got homosexuality written all over it. So you're not really rising up for your rights as a black or Hispanic. You're rising up for the gay rights. Because that's what that's about. It's a disguise. But see, a man that got wisdom will know, wait a minute, let me not rise up for something that is causing more destruction for my people. Right? That's wisdom. We could unify all day. We could unify, but who are we unifying with? You can't unify with your captor. You can't unify with that mentality. It has to be something greater. This is why the Most High recognized and saw, wait a minute, I see their oppression. What, the Most High didn't know that he put us under oppression? He didn't know that he let that happen all of a sudden? It took us to cry to him for him to see, oh, damn, now I see what's going on in Egypt. Of course he saw it. He wanted us to cry out together as a nation, just like how he sees it now. Right? But who's trying to unify to wake the next man up, to not be the victim of a shooting unarmed? Who's doing that? Who's waking brothers up? Who's putting their life on the line to wake the next man up to not be victimized by America and not to be caught up in the hamster wheel of just running a rat race? Who's doing that? We could unify under anything. We could unify businesses. We could get our own black banks, right? We can do all those things, but they've already been done. What worked? Coming back to the Most High. And then we said, you know what? We know that worked, but let's do 50 million other things to try and do something different. None of it worked. It got us further oppressed. So we got to see, yeah, we can do all that. We're supposed to do all that. Unity, brotherhood. I mean, what, politics? That's going to get it? Because Biden is the black man's president, right? Because they giving $1,400 stimulus checks, and he got a $1.9 trillion COVID plan. He's for the people. He's for the black man, right? Politics going to get it? Go look up Joe Biden's track record. He put more blacks in jail than any governor when he was governor of Delaware. Go look at it. Oh, Kamala Harris, because she got a little Benjamin in her, maybe. Maybe. Go look at her record as a governor. She put more blacks in jail as a governor of Cali. She was the one coming up with all them 3 strikes and all that stuff. That was dumb. They jail you, but then they got to give you a handout because they're destroying you. Can't unify with them. You gotta know your enemy, man. What is spooning? Spooning is when a man, usually it's supposed to be between a man and a woman. You spoon.
It's like cuddling.
Like cuddling.
It's
Yeah,
cuddling.
You know, her back is towards you, and you cuddle with her. It's spooning. Yeah, we call it spooning. And then when men do it, it's just gay.
Yeah, because like the term spooning is like you get a spoon and you're picking up.
Okay, yes. The problem is that Israel believed pale green, pointless faces called money. Money is gold and silver. So as long as we support ourselves with, but gold and silver can't. Gold and silver won't get us out of this captivity. Is gold and silver going to save us?
Wow.
First of all, I don't even want this gold and silver. When the kingdom is delivered, that's going to be made of gold and pearls and jewels. So why would I even care about this gold? When the kingdom that's going to be delivered is going to be made out of the purest gold.
Yeah.
So gold and silver ain't going to save us. You got to be saved before you can get the kingdom. Isaiah 33 and verse 6. Read that real quick.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6.
Right?
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Right?
And strength of salvation.
Right?
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
The what?
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Yeah, the fear of the Lord is going to be the treasure. That's to be treasured. And in the fear of the Lord, what does he command us to do? Well, when we read Psalms 133, he said in unity he commanded the blessing. So gold and silver ain't going to get it. Gold and silver is not going to be the thing that saves us. You going to say something?
Yes, sir. I have a scripture to go with you also.
What was that?
It's Isaiah 30 and verse 12.
Read it.
It says, wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression,
And do what?
And trust in oppression.
We despise the word and trust. Somebody else get me 1 Peter 1:18. We despise the Most High's word and trust in what?
Oppression.
You trust in your oppressors. And then he got you trusting in his gold and his silver. His corruptible gold and silver. His watered down gold. We know his money is, his paper money is trash. He knows it. That's why he's selling off that dollar super quick.
Yes, sir.
But you mean to tell me gold and silver is the way out? Half of us ain't never even seen real gold. You wouldn't know it's real gold from fake gold. None of y'all even ever held a brick to know, oh, this is real gold. Y'all know what real gold look like, real silver. K's Jewelers ain't it. Read on.
And trust in oppression and perverseness.
Right?
And stay thereon.
Right, you see that? Perverseness. We trust in the perverse things and we think like, oh yeah, gold, silver, businesses. Businesses don't mean nothing without unity behind it. All you got to do is go back to Black Wall Street. They had businesses. They had a whole flourishing black city with banks, with restaurants and all that good stuff. Right? Pretty sure they had a church right up in it. Pretty sure. But if that was it, how come the Most High allowed that to be destroyed? Go to 1 Peter 1:18.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 18.
Right?
For as much as ye know,
read,
that ye were not redeemed.
We were not what?
Redeemed.
So when we came out of Egypt, we were not what?
Redeemed.
Go ahead.
With corruptible things.
Like what?
As silver.
As what?
As silver.
And what else?
And gold.
Right. These things are corruptible. You can't be redeemed with gold and silver. We weren't redeemed at that time with gold and silver. So we're not going to be redeemed this time with gold and silver.
God.
And corruptible things.
God.
You're supposed to be trying to stack up spiritual things.
God.
Charity, love, peace, joy. Think about it. Why do our businesses not succeed? Because there's a greedy nigga around the corner ready to rob you.
Right.
There's a covetous Negro around the corner ready to take from you. Because you put the work in and he's lazy. There's a slothful Negro waiting to take what you put the work in.
That's true.
There's an Uncle Tom ready to sell you out because you're flourishing. Those are the things we got to get up out of us. Being damn sellouts and coons. You'll sell your brother out because he's doing better. You'll kill him because he's doing better. You'll talk bad about him because he's doing better. And even if he's not, you still put a bad name on him. We got to get rid of out of our spirit to be redeemed.
God.
Rosa.
When you say corruptible things, does that mean like things that don't matter, or?
Corruptible, meaning they can be destroyed. They can be, and also they corrupt. They corrupt us. They corrupt us. Think about how many people done sold out for money, for gold, for silver. The white man come and offer you more money than you ever seen in your life, and what do? You'll give up your whole life for that money, right?
And it ain't that much. To start working?
Damn. just to take your life.
Kind.
Just to take you into their realms. They give me $5,000 to sign on, right? Military, police, armed forces. They do that so they can have your life. They put a price on your life. But who's going to fall to that price? We shouldn't have a price. We shouldn't be, and the scripture is letting us know that these things don't save us. They're corruptible because you put enough heat on gold, it's no longer gold, it's liquid. You put enough heat on silver, it's destroyed. These things can rust. These things can be damaged and destroyed. When we get the kingdom, you think we're going to be taking this gold with us? Wow. Like, hey, let me run to the safe, Angel, Michael. I know you're here to destroy the world. Let me run to the safe real quick and grab them bricks so I can bring them into the kingdom. Hell nah. All this is going to be destroyed. America with its paper money, with its gold, with its oil, it's all going to be useless.
God.
You think the kingdom is going to be running off of fossil fuels? Come on, man. We're going to be over there fighting over gas?
Who was I talking about that with? Was that you?
What y'all think? We're gonna be fighting over oil reserves? Those are gonna be ours. They're gonna be there. We ain't gonna be fighting over those things. They're gonna be ours. You think we're gonna be we gotta go get we gotta find the gold from Iraq that they was trying to find back in '92? Desert Storm? Nah, bro. The kingdom is gonna be gold.
God.
Pearl, we went over it last night in class.
God.
Pearl gates made of pure pearl. Some of y'all never even held a real pearl in your life.
I definitely haven't.
Pure pearl gates. Gold so fine, so clear, so translucent, you can see through it. That's what the streets is going to be made of.
That's right.
So how is the gold of America, the corruptible gold and silver, going to save us, man? It's not. It's not. The only...
From it?
Yeah, and then, yeah.
I want to know the scripture. I'm on.
Oh, what was the scripture you went to? That was a good
It's
one.
actually 30 in Isaiah chapter 30,
Verse 12.
and verse 12.
Right. Yashar.
What is that brother's name in the scriptures that he went and spoiled and took it into the camp and his whole house got that?
Achan and the accursed thing. Joshua chapter 7 or 8.
Just going on the point of like, we're going to try to go take this defiled, impure thing into the kingdom, and then our whole family's going to get got? Wow. Come.
I'm trying to make it to the pearly gates. Everything here is going to burn. Store up your treasures in heaven. Wall Street was destroyed because it's still in curses. The principle is missing. It's not about gold, silver. We're still a slave because we're still slaves because we haven't cried out to the Most High. Go to Revelations 18 and verse 4. Go to Ezekiel 9. This is why we're still slaves. It got nothing to do with money. This is why we're still slaves. Read that.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying,
Read.
Come out of her, my people.
Yeah, we haven't come out of America. This is why we're still slaves. That's right. We haven't come out of the mental servitude. We haven't came out of the mentality that the only way I can make it is if I'm high, drunk, that the only way to wear my pants is to let it hang, like sag. The only way to be fashionable is to show my little dirty poop stained underwear off to other grown men. The only way to get a man if I'm a woman is to wear spandex so I can see the camel toe. That's the only way to get a man, is to be loud, ratchet, and niggerish. The only way for me to get a woman is to be a tough guy. Tote a gun, have a couple of, have my rent money in my pocket so it looks like I'm balling. Right? That's the only way for me to make it. Read it again.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying,
Uh-huh.
Come out of her, my people.
Right?
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Right? See, we still partaking in the sins of the world. Not just America, the world. We're still wanting, no matter where we are on this map, because we are scattered through the four corners, we're still more ready to partake in and run in the riot of the world. How do I know? Well, because look at how many of our people are still marching in Black Lives Matter marches. Look how many of our people are still marching in gay rights marches and still trying to fight for gay rights. How many of our people are doing that? Who's fighting for the black man to separate? They still trying to fight. We still got people trying to fight for equal rights in America. You'll never be equal in America. This ain't your kingdom. You still trying to fight to make this home. You still trying to fight for land and businesses. Yes, there's nothing wrong with having land and businesses. It's not going to save us. It's a means to not have to be so dependent on the white man. It's a means to not have to be so attached to him. But is it all predicated on a business? No, of course not. Because if that was the case, then Jay-Z is going to be in the kingdom. He should be in the kingdom with no problem. Jay-Z, Oprah, Beyonce, all them people that got dough and businesses. I mean, Jay-Z just opened up a weed dispensary. So you mean to tell me the Most High is looking down like, oh, go ahead and sell people weed. Wow. That's your pass into the kingdom, my son. That nigga's going to hell in a handbasket. Y'all don't get it? It's not about a business. And then when you have the business, what are you doing? The job. You give him that. The Heisman. Stiff arm, right? You stiff arm him, but you'll invite white man because he has a better image.
Yeah, real quick.
You'll invite the low pitched voice, docile white woman in, right? But you won't give your brother a chance. So it doesn't matter if those things are happening.
God.
Where you at?
Revelation chapter 18 verse 4.
Who got my Ezekiel?
Time.
Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 9.
9. I want Ezekiel chapter 9. And verse 4. Read that real quick.
Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 9.
9 verse 4.
9 verse 4.
Yes, sir.
Time. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city.
Go ahead.
Through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right.
And set a mark upon the foreheads.
Right.
Of the men that sigh.
Right.
And that cry.
Go ahead.
For all the abominations.
There's not enough of us sighing and crying for the abominations. Too many of us are ready to partake in the abominations. Oh, hit it and quit it? I'm down. Oh, smoke a little reefer? I'm with it.
Wow.
Damn, little nose candy? Woo! I'm down. I'm with it. Count me in. Too many of us are willing to take part in the abomination and not speak against it. That's why we haven't been pulled out of this damn kingdom. That's why we're still stuck here. Like the scriptures say, the foolishness of preaching. Going over the same things over and over and over. Why? Because cats can't give up little small habits. Because cats can't give up their drinking habit. They can't give up their damn weed habit. They can't give up their pride habit, their hate habit, their slothful ass habits. You can't give that up, so you're going to be stuck. What you think? There's going to be slothfulness in the kingdom? There's going to be rest for the ones that put in work to get about, right? The ones that didn't rest here on this kingdom. Right now ain't the rest. But our people want to rest in America. Just how we rested in Egypt for 400 plus years. Tell the Most High had to say, well, you want to be lazy? Okay, that last 80, I'm going to give y'all slavery. Some of the worst bondage you've ever been through. To the point where you're going to have to cry out. I mean, how much worse does it have to get? That's my question. Did they just kill another black man in front of his house the other day? I mean, I can't even keep up no more. I can't even keep up no more. I can't keep up no more. Forget about them killing us. What about us killing us? What about the self-destruction? How much more does it have to keep going for us to say, man, it's time. Let me put my own life down, the things that I think are the way, and let me do the will of the Most High. Let me do what Christ did. When he said, I lay down my life that no man take it. I lay it down. That's why the Father loved me. When are we going to do that? Well, until then, ta-da! Have fun in America. Have fun driving down the street and catching the damn sweats every time a cop pull up behind you, even though you're innocent. Have fun with that. Have fun with knowing that when you raise children, you got to constantly be keeping their mind sharpened to be able to deal with the white man because he could put them down at any time. Deal with the thought of your daughters being subjected to pedophilia and your sons being subjected to lowering the age of consent so another grown man can be with him. Those are the things you're going to have to deal with if you want to be here.
That's right.
Those are the things you got to deal with when you raise kids in America. And that's just, that's the very, very tip of the spear. Sis.
I know a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about in class how they were getting rid of the pronouns, where you can't say she, her, he, aunt, uncle. And I experienced it yesterday inside the school system where I was in like the lounge.
Mhm.
The teacher was talking about a little girl saying that she doesn't want to be called her name. She doesn't want to be called she or he. She wants to be called they. T-H-E-Y.
See?
They.
Yeah, because no gender association.
No gender association. And so now the teachers are, of course, disgruntled because they're like, the mom specifically say, whatever she wants you to call her, that's what you need to call her. So now you are in a situation, just like they were saying, when you don't oblige, you can be reprimanded. For that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was just like maybe 2 weeks ago when I read it. When I read it actually in the paper, and now I witnessed it myself with my own 2 ears.
Yeah.
But that's what they were complaining about in the teachers' lounge.
Hold on, real quick. Let me say this, Brandon. You gotta Brandon. You come on here every blue moon to argue about your ganja, your addiction, your habit, bro. You know, if you get on this chat and start going into that, it is the brothers and sisters on the chat that's going to go into you. I won't even do it because I'm tired of battling you about your weed demons. So if you're going to be talking about that, you might as well not talk about that. We're showing you that if it was about the ganja and the weed, if it was about that, we'd have already... Listen, if it was about smoking weed, we'd already be in the kingdom. Enough of our people are high as hell as it is, right? If it was about smoking weed, then Snoop Dogg would be the head of the kingdom. He'd be damn Christ. Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa would be his second in command. Right?
One of the apostles.
He'd be one of the he'd be one of the angels. He'd be Peter. Yeah, like come on, man. Stop. If that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. But don't try to interpret the scriptures into catering to your demon. All right? Yes, the brother said it. You showing your true colors. Every time you come on here, every once in a blue moon, you show that you're still attached to immoral things and business and money. When are you going to come to the epiphany that the unification under the Most High in Christ is what's going to save us? Well, you never will if you're clouded with that weed demon. It is a demon. It is a spirit. And when you give yourself more to that spirit than to the spirit of the Most High, we understand why you still stuck in the damn clouds. I understand why you talk in circles. Why every 6 months you come around and say the same thing. I feel like I'm in deja vu. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. We're not demonizing the consumption. I don't have to demonize you. Just the way you talk and the things you come out with show who you are. You know a man by his dress, his walk, his talk. So the things you talk about show where you're at. All right. So let's jump back to Exodus.
Exodus chapter 6 and verse 5. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore I say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage.
Go ahead.
And I will redeem you.
Not with weed, not with gold, not with silver, not with businesses in the kingdom. Like, oh yeah, we having a feast today, and make sure everybody brings a sack.
Oh, I brought some edibles.
We're gonna be lighting up in the kingdom. Is that what you think? Is that what you think? We're gonna be lighting up in the kingdom? Come on, man. But it just shows the mind is still carnal. You're still stuck on carnal things. Go ahead.
I will redeem you with a stretched
Right.
and with a great judgment.
Right.
And I will take you to me for a people.
Right.
And I will be to you a power. And ye shall know that I am the Most High your power, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you in unto the land concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And I will give it you for a heritage. I am the Most High. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Go in, speak unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moses spake before the Most High, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh's lips? And the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, and unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. These be the heads of their fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hannah and Palah, Hezron, and Carmi. These be the families of Reuben, and the sons of Simeon, Jomel, and Jamin, and Ahad, and Jachin, and Zorah, and Shao, the son of a Canaanitish woman.
The son of a what?
Of a
Canaanitish
woman.
Right. So you know why I like this. You know why I like this scripture right here. It says, "And the sons of Simeon: Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Saul, the son, Saul, the son of a Canaanitish woman. These are the families of Simeon." What it showed was that we were not the only nation in Goshen. So when it talks about like a mixed multitude, it said it was Canaanites that were mingled. Y'all see that? Egypt, if you understand Egypt at that time, Egypt, countries above and below it. Egypt was a damn monarch, or it was like a republic. Egypt was the capital, but then they had all these other cities that they controlled. Cush and Ethiopia and all them places, they controlled those places. So the thought is, just like Rome, when you look at the empire of Rome, Rome is where? What country?
Italy.
Right. Rome is in Italy. But the empire of Rome spanned it all the way into Africa, all the way into Asia, right? Rome was the capital, but then they controlled all the way into Spain, all the way into Britain, all the way down into Africa, all the way over into damn near all the way into Russia. That's how much of the world Rome controlled when it controlled. Egypt was sort of the same way, where it controlled a lot of countries. So think about it. If I'm controlling a country, what did I do to that country? I went in, I fought a war, I invaded, and I took people, right? I took people from that country, or people just migrated. People migrated to Egypt in these different parts. So when it talks about like a mixed multitude of people, Egypt was like a little hub. Remember, at one time, Egypt had all the food. So instead of having to trek back and forth, I might just say, you know what? Let me go set up some roots in Egypt. Let me go just find me some land in Egypt and live there, because that's where the food is at. It's easier to trek back and forth. So there were other nations that were there.
Be in subjugation to that country, to like Egypt or Rome, because they would take their kids, so they would actually have to give them stuff because they want their kids to be living, and they would actually, that's how they will stay in power, like Rome or Egypt or something like that.
Right. Let me say this real quick for those of y'all in the chat. Chill with the chat. Pay attention to the class. All right. Pay attention to the class. Don't worry about the chat. You were saying, say that one more time.
Whenever they went in to take over land, they would always take one of the children or the children of the people and make them subjugation. So if they would take care of the children and raise them as their own. Let's say if Rome came in and took your kids, these people will be subject to them no matter what, because they wouldn't actually try to rebel.
Yeah, because they got your children.
Right, because they have your children.
Yeah, they have tactics to keep people in check. You know, but I mean, look at America. Look at how many different nations are in America going around as Americans, but they're still their nation. It's the same thing. Nothing new under the sun. History repeats itself. Egypt did it. Rome did it. Greek, Assyria, Phoenician, they all did it. We're here now where America is just the epitome of all of it. Right? Go ahead.
The sons of Gershon, Livni and Shimon, according to their families, and the sons of Kohath, Amram, and Izar, and Hebron, and Azil. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years. And the sons of Merari,
Where you at?
verse 19,
Merari.
Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their generation. And Amram took him, Aaron, and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 years. And the sons of Izar, Korah, and Nephan, and Zitran. And the sons of Ozil, Mishal, and Elizaphan, and Zithran. And Aaron took him Elisheba, daughter of Amminadab, sister of Nashon, to wife. And she bare him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithmar. And the sons of Korah, Izar, and Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These are the families of Korhites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him one of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites, according to their families. These children of Israel from the land of Egypt, according to their armies. These are they which spake to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass on the day when the Most High spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, that the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, I am the Lord. Speak thou unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I say unto thee. And Moses said before the Most High, Behold.
And you know what I like even about this? when you read this, it's going through and it's showing that even in our captivity in Egypt, we still had a little bit of a structure. We still had heads, right? We still kept the family line, knowing that, knowing what tribe you were from. That was still important to us. Where we've definitely left off of that coming to America. We totally adopted the American mind state of the great melting pot, right? The what?
Called you Toby.
Yeah, I mean, well, they beat it out of us, obviously, but now they don't have to beat anything. My point is, they don't have to beat nothing out of you. Now you willingly are proud to be an American. Now we're willingly proud to give up our identity. So, even this right here, it just shows that, think about it, we still had heads, a little bit of order. Right.
Question, sir.
Yeah, what's that?
In verse 26,
Right.
last precept, it says, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. So they, like you said, they had structure, so they already had a military force while they were there.
Well, but it was really going into, right, watch, read verse 25. Read verse 25.
Okay, verse 25. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him, one of the daughters of Bethuel, to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their families.
Right. So when it uses that word armies,
Okay.
it's just showing you that there was a structure.
Okay.
Armies, families, tribes, right? It's the word is all meaning the same thing. It's all going into the same thing. Yes, I mean, we weren't, and this is the thing, it's even now, we're still warrior people,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
We just fight against the wrong people. We'll war on ourselves. We'll bust guns on each other and fight each other and kill each other barehandedly, right? Or with weapons. We're still a warrior people. It's in us, the tactics, but we use them against each other. So yeah, we were an army. We had the numbers, right? We didn't raise up in fighting against Egypt in hand to hand. We didn't need to, right? But he was just instructing them, set it up by their families.
Okay.
That's a small nation right there. Where we at?
Verse 30. And Moses said before the Most High, Behold, I am uncircumcised lips, and how shall Pharaoh hearken unto me?
Right. Go ahead.
And
Meaning, what was Moses? What was Moses always say? What did Moses say when the Most High said, "Go talk to"? I know what you're going to ask. What does it mean? Mm-hmm. What did the Most High say, or what did Moses say to the Most High when the Most High said, "Go talk to Pharaoh"?
He was jittering.
I'm not eloquently of speech. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. I have no stature with Pharaoh.
Okay.
You see that? So how's he gonna hear me? That's all he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get caught up in the word uncircumcised lips. You can't circumcise lips, right? Physically.
Because Job says it too, also.
Yeah, I'm not of a stature. I have no. He ain't gonna take me serious. Yeah.
It's like a type of slang, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was just like how our people talk, slang, right? I have no stature with Pharaoh because he didn't. Where are you reading to?
He's reading to 7 and...
Any questions on chapter 6?
I do one question.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, verse 20. That's talking about Moses' his father. Is that?
Amram took him, his father's sister wife, and she bare him Amram. Yep.
Con. That's dope.
Yeah. That gives you Moses' lineage. Moses and Aaron, remember, they were brothers.
So, and
We lived to old age.
Con.
Yeah, we lived to it wasn't, remember that he said my spirit would not, what did he say? Dwell with man?
Yeah.
Past like 120.
Kinda.
So yeah, we lived the average like that was gonna be like the average 120. I mean, that's a sure cut down from 900.
Yeah.
Right? Adam, Methuselah, right? They were living hundreds of years. So 130, you died still in like infancy.
Yeah.
Compared to 900, 800, 700.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even now, I mean, now you hit 100 and people are like, whoa, he made it to 100.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Yesterday I seen, we was at the gym. They're gonna be celebrating, you know that Edomite lady, Betty White. She's gonna be turning
Golden
99.
Girls?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's gonna be turning 9, and then they're like, we asked her, what is she gonna do for her 99th birthday? Oh my God, yada yada yada. But I just bring that up, but it's because like, dang.
I thought she was 99 10 years ago.
Me too.
Okay.
But I mean, as you were saying, like we used to live all these years and everything like that. Now, I mean, I know a couple of teenagers that passed away that died and everything like that. I know, you know, young uncles at a young age that died, and just man, our people are sick.
Yeah, it's wild. You know, my grandpa lived to 103. He would have been 103 this year. So he was 102. But I'm just like, dang, 102, and I mean, it's almost pointless to live that long in this day and age because after you hit a certain age, you couldn't do nothing.
That's true.
You couldn't move around. He couldn't really, his body, you know, they start breaking bones. I mean, I guess it's a blessing and it's a curse, but I mean, I think I want to go with my strength. I don't want to be carried to the bathroom and none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
when you look at Moses, it said he died at what, 120?
Right.
He said his eyes, his strength didn't even diminish. Imagine that. 120, you die strong.
God.
Eyesight, teeth, everything. Right?
Strength.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You hit 60 and all your teeth fall out your mouth.
Or they say you got to pull them out.
Or you got to pull them out. Gum disease, this, that. You know, it's obviously it's the things that we put in our health. So yeah, I mean, some are old. Some you got brothers that are older that they can move around. They can move around. They take care of your bodies. You know, and I was like, my pops at 40 wasn't moving around the way I'm moving around. At 40, it was a little bit different. You know, that's when dad bods were. You know, nobody knew about a dad bod.
Nah.
But you had it, right? But at 40, we do a lot more. I think just the generation itself is a lot more health conscious, eating, working out, exercising. So you may see that, you know, this generation of 40-year-olds, they may live a little bit longer. They might. And then if we, you know, obviously teach our children, it'll carry on and then they might push a little bit longer. But, I mean, hopefully we ain't here for another 100 years. But if we are, we know why. Guys don't want to give up their damn habits. What's that?
Also, because we ain't unifying and crying out to the Most High.
Yeah.
Like, people still want to be here. Like,
that's what I'm saying. 100 years from now, you listen. It's scary just to have a kid now.
It's true.
In this day and age, it's scary because think about it. If they're pushing then do me a favor. Time out. Please. The last just put them on a timeout, please. If they're telling our kids now at this young age, 5, 6, that you could just be called they. Right? And they're into, look at Dade's son.
You got chopped off, you mean?
Huh?
You got chopped off, you mean?
Well, he didn't go through with the surgery. They're not gonna let him do no surgery at that age, but I'm pretty sure he's already surgically out of there because his mind has been surgically transformed into a woman. Right? He's mentally gone already, so I don't see him going back on that once he hits 18, where he can go get an elective surgery. But my point is, if they're already preparing the minds at an early age now, what happens now when you out in the world and you have kids? What are they going to be marrying?
Oh.
kids. And even that don't matter because they putting babies in men or trying to. They trying to put babies in men and make men be surrogates. So what's going to be out there for the ones that don't want to be partakers of that? It's scary. That's just one aspect. That's just one aspect. I mean, I go on and on and on. We go on and on and on, right? That's just one aspect that you got to consider when you even have kids in these days. Who they going to marry when it's time? Is going to be any women around that are really women? Or is everybody going to be a transgender, switch hitter, transformer? Right? And then for them to get with somebody, it's like they got to settle. That's why you got to teach your children. You want to get up out of here, you got to teach your children to come up out of the filth and not be so attached to this country. You can't get away from the attachment fully until Christ comes. It don't matter. I'm going to show you something. You have a business. Who do you pay taxes to? Right. You own land because people, I own land. I own land. So I'm good. The long arm of Esau. Some things you got to understand are just a means to an end. We got our own businesses, right? We got our own businesses. We've been had our own businesses. I mean, listen, we've been having the same business since I've been in the camp. I was working that damn mall 20 years ago. So if you want to talk about coming together and having a business, we did that. We're still doing it, and we're always in the mind of creating. We're always in the mind of trying to create more businesses for our people, right? We're always in the mind of, like, think about it, the garments, and I'm using us. I'm giving y'all a little insight to us. The garments in Israel wear, that's a business for the sisters, to not have to go and work under the white man or any other man, right? They work for the nation. And even that, they barely getting any pay from it. They ain't like they making money like that.
Yeah, it's
They
damn
barely
near
getting any pay. It's damn near, yeah,
cost
like
of material.
y'all getting free. Y'all paying, y'all are paying cost. I'm just throwing it out there so that the brother online can understand that we've been did this. Even when he was around, we've been had the business. We've been had businesses. We're not new to it. I mean, I don't know how many times we got to have the same conversation with the same people. We've been did it. We've been trying to expand into other businesses. We had them. We have them. But see, the problem is brothers want to come in and try to inject into something that's already being done.
Yeah.
Wait, you're supposed to come, fall in, and learn. Learn how to be a part of something. Don't come in with ideas. That's why you get rejected. That's why you think, oh, we ain't trying to include our people. Of course we are. We want everybody to be included. But you can't have certain things in your spirit and think you're going to be a part of a business. And an Israelite business at that. You see what I'm saying? So you got to come in and learn the ropes, how we do things. We don't do things according to the white man when it comes to business. We do things according to the spirit. Because the white man will tell you, well, you know what? You ain't got no paid time off and you didn't work, so guess what? It's a zero paycheck, buddy.
Dang.
Now, I'll use him as an example, not to put his business out, but there was a time you hurt your back, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Hurt his back, and he was working the business. Did we say, too bad, so sad, he had no sick time? Or did we hustle harder to make sure that he had money? So that's why things have to be predicated on the Bible, because that has to be understood. Brotherhood, unity, charity, sacrifice.
God.
You can have all the business in the world. Yeah, Black Wall Street didn't work because they had none of that. They didn't have the Most High. So yes, our whole job is to be Black Wall Street, but better. But we are better. Because a business is not just a business for me, or for Kazak, or for him, or for her, or it's for all of us. How does the school, for years we've maintained this building off of the businesses, and we're still doing it. We just had to shut down a couple of businesses, right?
Yeah.
But we still got the business in Virginia. We still got the school in Virginia. We're trying to open up another school in Rochester. How is that going to get paid for? Well, we got to open up a business for brothers and sisters to get money so that we can have the school. So I'm putting a few things out there so people that don't know us can understand. And for the brother that keeps, I had to put him on timeout real quick. Like, you got to put children on timeout when they don't know when to chill. Y'all got to understand what's going on. I mean, we do it, and we're not the only ones that do it. We're not the only camp that got a business. We're not the epitome of businessmen. Because if the business went all the way under, if coronavirus decided to wipe out every business, what do we do? Well, we ain't got no business, so now we don't unify, now we don't teach the word, now we don't be brothers.
No, that's not it.
All that stuff comes first. That's what makes the business work. We've been doing Sweet Ambiance, different names. Listen, they've had the same business in San Antonio for 30 plus years. How does a business run 30 years and not running according to the white man's rules? How do you accomplish that? Some of y'all can't be in the same job for more than 2 years until you get fed up, like, man, I can't take it no more.
Yeah, that was me.
Why? Because they don't apply by any type of rules spiritually. It's all about their money and gain. It's all about their money and gain. Our things have to be set up on something better, man. There's a reason why we have these examples of things failing, so we can know what to not do and what to do. So we can argue Black Wall Street. We can argue this. We can argue do you pay taxes or not? First of all, the scriptures say pay unto Caesar, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But see, that's my point. You go into a business with a cat talking about don't pay taxes, and all your asses get locked up. See, that's what'll happen. Like, we don't gotta pay taxes. You won't have a business. When they put a lien on your business because you didn't pay the white man his taxes, then what? The scriptures tell you render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But see, that's why you can't go into business with everybody. That's why you can't go into business with everybody. Could it be at the business high, talking about let's not pay taxes? And then we all be messed up. I mean, bro, you got to know when to stop talking. Put them back on timeout. And if you keep going, just block them. You got to know when to stop talking. You're making yourself look bad. Wesley Snipes didn't pay taxes, and ask him how that jail sentence was. Yeah, 7 years of just jail for not paying taxes. All the good that he did out the window. Go ask John Gotti how they got him. All the murders he did, he didn't get caught for that tax evasion. Go ask the mob bosses that didn't pay taxes. They put a lien on you. This is, bro. Anyway, where we at? Where we at? Cats make themselves look stupid. You ain't even got to say nothing. That's why it says answer a fool not according to his folly. He'll make himself look foolish. We don't have to pay taxes? Okay, even Yahweh Shai knew. Pay taxes. Right? They went to be taxed. Even all the way back to Yahweh Shai, they went up every year to be what?
Taxed.
Oh, okay. Right. So, because if not, you're going to have to pay the piper a different way. You can't run a business from jail unless you're selling damn. That's my point. Bro, Israel's ignorant. That's whatever you buy got tax. What's that?
Priest, I wanted to know, I don't know where it is in the scripture, but didn't Yahweh Shai, I don't know who it was, where he said for them to go and get something and sell it so they could pay the tax? I don't know where it is. You know what I'm talking about?
The fish out of
Was it?
the coin out of the fish water, the fish mouth.
Was that it?
I believe so. When you get to pay the taxes.
Get it.
I don't know what it is. I just
Get it. Right. We were talking about that story. Brothers got to stop it, man. But see, that's why you can't go into business with everybody. Niggas that had you locked up. They had you locked up, and you like, wait a minute, I thought we paid the taxes. Or they had a business shut down. You go open up your business, and it's like lien. They put a little sign, you cannot operate. Like, why not? Well, y'all ain't pay taxes in 3 years. Listen, it takes 6 months for you not to pay taxes, and they'll shut you down. Those gotta. But see, you got to understand the Bible. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Yes, they have loopholes and ways to not pay your taxes. They have your little 501c3s to give you pay taxes. Man, you tripping. But see, we pay our taxes. That's why we've had the same businesses for 30 plus years. So we pay our taxes. You got to obey in certain instances the law of the land. You got to obey the law of the land. Because if we don't pay, I mean, we might as well just run stoplights and stop signs if we going off of that mentality. What was it? Read it. Where you at?
Matthew chapter 17 and verse 27.
Right.
Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them.
Right.
And go thou to the sea and hook and take up the fish that first come up.
Right.
And when forgive my words.
Right.
Thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money that take and give unto them for me and thee.
Right. So was this going about? This was like tribute money.
Oh, okay.
Right. This was more like a tribute. So it wasn't the taxes. But Yahushua did say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. We're under Caesar right now. They don't feel oppressed. They're free. They can go do whatever the hell they want. They can travel. They can go from this state to that state. They can puff it up in the air, blow it to the gods, right? So I get it. You're not oppressed. Fine. As a people, we're still under oppression. As a people, we're under oppression. We're an oppressed people. Now, what we're doing day by day is coming up from under the curses, right? So I'm not under the curse of pork and shrimp and crab and lobster. I'm not under that stuff. I'm not under the punishment of the curses because we follow the law. But what about the ones that don't? What about the ones that don't? Aren't they still oppressed? Now, as a whole, we're oppressed. As a whole people. That's selfish. I'm good. So that means that we all should be good? No. That's not what's happening. I'm good, so let me sacrifice and do what it takes to get the other man good. That's what it's about. Those that are strong bear the infirmities of the weak. No greater love that a man lay down his life for his brother.
God.
Right? Laying down your life is laying down all your habits that hinder or that offend or that don't even make sense. That's what it's talking about. But it's easy to talk it. It's a little bit harder to do it. We're proud and selfish. We lean on our own understanding. Yes. Yes, we do. Yeah, I mean, listen. What's the point of you being employed if you can't show up? You too tired from the bender last night. What's the point of you having a job? If you're lazy, if you're slothful, if your consumption of whatever it is, TV, sex, food, weed, crack, alcohol is going to take precedence over you going and working to get yourself better. What's the point of you being employed anywhere? What's the point? Well, I'm going to pull a Kyrie Irving today. You know, Kyrie, he ain't been showing up to work lately. You know who Kyrie Irving is? He's a basketball player. This nigga's making millions, and it's like, I ain't rocking with that right now. The nigga's making millions. He's making millions of dollars to dribble and shoot. And he's like, yeah, I ain't messing with that. I'm good. I ain't showing up personal reasons. The nigga's making millions. So it shows you that it's not about money. You got to work out the inconsistencies in you. You got to work out the lazy, the slothful, the hate, the greed, the selfishness in you. The nigga's selfish. Now he got I don't know his reasons for not showing up to work, but I know he's making millions. They still paying him. Right? That's his profession. He should be out there going to war with his brethren, right? Little super team, him, Harden, KD, woo! You think he's ready, but guess what? The selfishness in him is taking over. It don't matter how much money he's making. So now if you take that same mentality that a Kyrie Irving is in, superstar, famous, got his own damn shoe, right? He got his own basketball shoe, right? He basically, I mean, he got all the black man's dream, right? He could get probably whatever woman he wants, live in whatever house he wants, drive whatever car he wants, right? He could buy anything he wants. He got his own damn shoe. I'm gonna keep saying that, cause ain't that a black man? I wish I could have my own shoe. I want to be like Mike,
Right.
right? But think about it. You take his same work ethic in the last few days and you put that in, let's say, a mom and pop business, and he's to be relied upon, and he's, well, just taking a personal day. But you ain't got no, nope, I'm taking a personal day. Don't ask no questions. He ain't showing up. How's that business gonna function if you got 3 Negroes in the same mind? You wouldn't have a business, right?
No, sir.
Right. So now y'all see how it's not about money. It's not about riches and gold. It's about mentality. The dude makes millions of. I think he just signed a $40 million, not $40 an hour, $40 million contract for like 2-3 years. $40 million, and the nigga ain't showing up to work to have fun and to be in shape. I mean, what does Israel want? You complain about working at Walmart. The Most High blessed you to make $40 million and be on TV with your own shoe. Support your family. And you like, I ain't coming to work today.
Because you can.
Until you can't.
Until you can't. Yep.
I mean, if that don't put it into perspective, I don't know what will. The dude's making $40 million. And they showed up to work, to have fun, to do the things that we do for lead. Like, we do these things, right? We play ball and do all that to unify, to get together, to exercise.
Right.
He's getting paid $40 million to do that.
To play a game.
To be on TV. And to have a shoe. And to do what he naturally can do good. It ain't like he got to work at what he does. Like, Kyrie is naturally talented. But he's like, no, I ain't doing that. Because up here, there's something going on. I mean, ain't that what happens to the ones that don't do something with their talent?
Yeah, true.
That talent been taken. Somebody else is gonna do that. He gonna be he gonna be the one you hear 10 years from now selling cell phones in cricket or selling cell phones at T-Mobile. How you go from that? You got a lot of stars that did that. They were football players, successful. All of a sudden now he's working at Walmart, Target, Target. Right? That's the good ball. That's the good Target. Target. That's the expensive Target.
So French.
That's how you make it sound good. Target. Like, where you work at? I work at Target.
Target.
Damn, what's that?
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds elegant.
That'd be my first thought. Like,
Right?
Target? Is that a restaurant?
Right. What's that, like a new clothing brand?
Yeah.
What's that? Hermes? Like, Target. Yeah. But the Most High gave, listen, the Most High gave this man the ability to make money and take care of his family. He's jeopardizing that because of his mind. So scale that all the way down. Scale it all the way down. Take the $40 million away. Scale it all the way down and look at our people. They carry the same mind. If they're not getting the $40 million, $40 an hour, they definitely ain't gonna fight for nothing.
Yeah.
It's a mentality. This is what you gotta see. How many brothers done came through these doors and the opportunity was afforded to them to work at the business, right? Now, just because you don't like the business don't mean nothing. If you don't like it, fine. You ain't gotta work it. Nobody was forced to ever work the business that we had. The ones that worked it understood. Wait, I'm doing this willingly, and I'm doing it for myself and for the people. I'm contributing to the school. I'm contributing to the building of the nation. No matter how you view it, that's what it is. That's what we do it for. Mm-hmm. Now, just because you don't like the business don't mean that we didn't have a business. You see that? Just because you didn't like it or you didn't start it don't mean that it wasn't one here. The whole point was to come in, be humble, learn. Learn how to do business. Get all the things that hinder our people in all arenas out of us. That was the key. That was the key. I mean, that Kyrie Irving situation sums it up for me. The dude's making $40 million and don't want to go to work. So what's going on with him? And he just got Harden. And he got, I mean, who don't want to go play with KD? Right? I mean, brand new franchise. I could give all the perks. Brand new stadium, brand new franchise, nice market, Brooklyn, New York, right? They get more press than the Knicks, right? I give you all the reasons why. Like, let's read on. Where we at?
Exodus chapter 7 and verse 1. And the Most High said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet.
Mm.
Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land.
Right, so, he went, but going back to that verse 30, chapter 7, 1 and 2, clear up what verse 30 is telling you. Moses was nervous about what to say. Most High said, listen, you're going to be a god to Pharaoh. Aaron is going to be the prophet. Speak what I say. Aaron is going to relay it. Simple as that.
Yep.
Right? Because the love of fun was taken out of it. Was. Yeah. Next reader. Oh, man. I love Israel. Israel will have something to say about everything. I love Israel. Love it, I love it. Mm-hmm.
Magana War, Shabbat Shah, Yehuda Ban Yasharallah.
Magana War, Shabbat Shah, Yehuda Ban Yasharallah. Men of Israel, I'm Mario. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatam. Think it widened or loosened?
I'll say one last thing about the Kyrie thing. I'll say one last thing, because, I mean, you know, there's always going to be a rebuttal. The fun was gone, all this crap, blah, 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 blah. He vowed that he was going to do his job. Right? He signed a contract that I'll show up for these days. You pay me this amount of money, and I'll show up. Right? That's another problem with our people. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Forgot. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Yeah. You vow a vow, and then you don't fulfill your vow. So I don't care what fun was taken. Yeah, the fun is gone. He's a mule. He's getting whipped. Still vowed a vow. Trying to show you that if you take that mentality away from the NBA, and even if you put it in Israel, cats still roll like that with Israel. You still roll the same way with Israel. You'll say that you're going to do something and then you don't do it. Right. I'll be there. What happened to that brother? Well, we ain't heard from him in weeks. Damn, okay. That's the problem. That's another problem. But then got the nerve to criticize things. You can't speak on anything when you're not around. Right? I mean, wouldn't that be false judgment? That'd be lack of judgment? False judgment? People are good at that. Criticizing things and ain't there to see what they're criticizing. Regardless of anything, the man signed a contract. Just showing you the mentality. I don't care about the NBA and all that. I don't care what he does. He could. Every black player in the NBA needs to leave the damn NBA. Like little donkeys and whipping boys. They all need to stop it. So do I commend him for what is he doing it for? Did he leave because is he absent because of some righteous reason, or because he's feeling a certain way. See, he goes back to self. Well, I feel oppressed, so I'm gonna make a move. See my point? It's always about the individual. He vowed a vow to them. They gotta up, because guess what? When they withhold that pay, he gonna be like, right at the laborers union talking about he want his pay. Right? Right. If they decide, we ain't gonna pay you for them games. He gonna be right at the laborers union crying, talking about let me get my pay. Because they signed a contract, it was guaranteed. Well, you should have been playing. It's a mind. It's a mind. It's a mentality. And no matter what, if you don't weed out the mentality, it doesn't matter how much you make or how little you make, the mentality destroys, is what I'm trying to show y'all. William.
So with all the money that they be making, you would think they'd have got together and started their own leagues and stuff like that by now. But so he even mentioned it himself, but it's like they get afraid. As soon as they go into something like that, they get afraid.
And this was the perfect opportunity. COVID, everything shut down.
Yep.
Niggas should have been putting all the little money together that they had, but no, well, because my mansions, my cars, my jewelry, my status, my this, my that. Bro, all they got to do is everybody say, you know what? We playing basketball. Right? We playing basketball. We playing football. Let's just do it for the love of the game. Let's just do it and come together and do our own thing, if that's what it was about.
Yep.
But see, even basketball players that'll never give up the NBA, the NFL, the Major League Soccer, the wrestling, the this, the that, because they feel like if I'm not attached to the white man, then I can't make my own. Think about it. I mean, yes, we could have been started our own league. We could have started our own league years ago, man. Just off the talent. Take every Israelite out all these leagues and you don't have a league. When are we going to realize that? Right? When are we going to realize that? That's the realization we got to come through. You take us out of everything and they have nothing. You take us out of America, there's no America.
Doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is. But see, we have to realize that.
There's no China economy either.
Say it again?
There'll be no China economy either.
There'll be nothing. There'll be nothing. There will be nothing without us. That's the realization that we have to come through. Some of us have came to that realization, but don't have the know-how. Don't have the resources. There's not enough minds saying, you know what? We don't need them. You're right. We don't need them. You're right. We don't need them. Then it's, well, what do? Right? We can't agree on what to do. Well, I want to do this. Well, I want to do this. Well, we all got to agree on something. See, even that you got to work out. Right? Even that you got to work out in business. You got to be in the same mind and judgment. You see how you never can escape wisdom? You can never escape what the Bible says to do in all things. Because if you don't have the same mind and same judgment, then what? When it comes down to matters and trying to implement and trying to execute things, what happens? Well, I'm going to do it this way. Well, I'm going to do it that way. Well, I'm going to not do it. Because, you know what? I'm taking a personal day. I know I'm getting paid. I know I'm expecting that pay, but we got to go party. The family. Hey, it'd be better if they all just hopped out these damn leagues. It's a smaller form of slavery. If you look at it, all the little leagues, the NFL combines, the draft, they drafted niggas on the chopping block, on the drafting block. It's all slavery. If the mentality is there, it doesn't matter what industry and how much you make. The mentality is what is going to bring the blessing or the cursing. Right. Go ahead. Where we at?
Exodus chapter 7 verse 3. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Yasharallah, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Most High, when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt, and bring out the children of Yasharallah from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Most High commanded them. So did they. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old.
Right, so they were in their 40s, 40 years old. No, 4 scores is,
Yeah, 40.
80,
no. A score is how much, 20?
20,
Oh,
4 score.
80.
Yeah, they were 80. He was 80. Yep.
oh yeah, he was 40 when he left.
Yeah, he was 40 when he left. So he was 80. Aaron was 83. Go ahead.
When they spake unto Pharaoh, and the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Most High had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their.
Yeah, why would I bow down to something that I can do the same thing? Why would I see the need to bow down to a God when I can do his miracles? Right? That was the mind of Pharaoh. That's the mind of pride. I don't have to bow down to something that I'm equal to.
Right.
Or that I feel like I'm equal to. So these are the things that harden Pharaoh. The fact that he can have his magicians replicate the things that the Most High were doing to an extent. To an extent. What's that?
But if you see that the rod that Aaron threw down swallowed up those rods, those
right.
So that was the spirit of the Most High swallowing up them demons in. Right? That's am I wrong?
That was a rod. That was the Most High showing Pharaoh that he was greater than him.
Right.
No longer pride, it's anger.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, now he's upset that so he got hard that way.
Right.
So it wasn't just pride that he was rolling in. He was rolling in pride, anger. Right? The fact that, wait a minute, I can't be shown up.
Right.
I don't want to be showed up. You can't show me up. I don't want to be outdone. I'm God, and nigga, you not.
Right.
Right? That Reverend X?
Yeah, Reverend X.
I'm God, and nigga, you not. Right? That was Pharaoh. Remember, the Pharaohs were basically, in their mind, the representation of God on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Son God.
Do it. He's like, oh, see, that ain't nothing.
Right.
I'm a God. Aaron's staff overtook the other two, or the other ones. That made him upset. Like, wait a minute, I'm a God. What the hell's going on here? So instead of bowing down to the God, the Most High, he got hard in the way of, nah, bruh, you ain't gonna show me up. I'm gonna be stubborn now. I'm gonna be obstinate. I'm gonna be forward, rebellious. Now I'm gonna rebel. Now I'm blatantly gonna go against. So he was working on all the different levels of pride. That rebellion, that stubbornness, that resentment, that hatred. He was working on all these different things through pride. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the Most High said unto Moses,
right.
Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water, which was turned to a serpent, shalt thou take in thy hand. And thou shalt say unto him, the Most High power of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Thus saith the Most High, and this thou shalt know, that I am the Most High. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood, and the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. And the Most High spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand unto the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone.
And like live bodies of water that turn to blood. If you had water in a, if you had water sitting in a cup, that turned into blood.
In the
Wooden
vessel.
stone in the vessel that turned into blood. So it didn't matter if it was liquid, if it was water in a vessel, it turned into blood. So he turned everything that was drinkable, water-wise, into blood. That's the power of the Most High, because they were able to do it. But how do you turn things that were put in a vessel 3 days ago into the same blood water? But that's how you know when you watch the stories like the Exodus, Gods and Kings. What happened? They showed you how the river turned into blood, where the alligators start eating the fish or something like that, or the alligators start fighting each other. I forgot how the movie went, and then they turned everything into blood, and the rivers were just filled with blood. But what about this vessel that's closed? How'd that happen? Because they wasn't going out. That was the power that no matter what, I don't care when you got that water. Yeah, go ahead.
It's almost like the movies try to make it more like it was a parlor trick.
Right.
It was just a trick.
Downplay it.
Just like the magicians of Egypt.
Right.
They were doing, well, they was using the left hand side, but it was like magic, tricks, sleight of hand type stuff.
That's why it says rebellion is like the sin of witchcraft.
Yeah.
Because, and you can see how they go hand in hand. Think about it. Rebellion and witchcraft. Witchcraft, I can make anything into what I want it to be.
Right.
So if I'm a hard-headed person, the trickery in me is, no, I don't see things the way it is. I see it how I want it to be. Pride makes you see things the way you want it to be seen.
Right.
The way you want to perceive it. That's what pride does. Right. You perceive.
Right.
And not what wisdom tells you to do.
Mm-hmm.
But witchcraft can make anything happen, right? We see it here in this story. Witchcraft, right? They turn water into blood. They turn their rods into serpents, all through witchcraft. And what did it propel? That stubborn, prideful mind. Read.
Verse 20. And Moses and Aaron did so, as the Most High commanded. And he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river.
What verse you at?
Verse 21. Last precept.
Yep.
And there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments.
See that? They did it. So it's like, oh well, they can do it. See, it ain't that important.
Right.
Right? It don't matter.
Right.
But the beautiful thing was, could they stop it?
Nah.
See, that right there should have shut them down. Wait, we can't. If we can do it, how come we can't stop
Right.
the hand of the Most High? How come we can't turn the water back in the blood back in the water?
Yeah, reverse it.
Why can't we reverse it? Right?
And then think about it too, which I remember when Thought One brought it up one time. Why would you add to the plague? I was like, okay, there's a plague. Water just turned into blood.
Right.
Okay, well, I got this last bottle of water. Watch, I'm gonna make that. They just added to their own plague.
So true.
Yeah. Check this out. This is I'm gonna read real quick into Josephus. Y'all know, just a history book, little reference, gives you a little bit more light on what was going on scripturally. It's not the Bible, just a reference book. This is book 2, chapter 14. If you got the blue book, it's page 73. Real quick. But when the king despised the words of Moses and had no regard at all to them, grievous plague seized the Egyptians, every one which I will describe, both because no such plague did ever happen to any other nation as the Egyptians now felt, and because I would demonstrate that Moses did not fail in any one thing that he foretold him. It says, for the Egyptian river ran with bloody water at the command of God, inasmuch that it could not be drank. They had no other spring of water neither, for the water was not only of the color of blood, but it brought upon those that ventured to drink of it great pains and bitter torment. Such was the river to the Egyptians, but it was sweet and fit for drinking to the Hebrews, and no way different from what it naturally used to be. Remember, we were up in Goshen, the plagues didn't touch us. As the king therefore knew not what to do in those, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them, as the Most High had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he set his heart to do this also. And all the Egyptians digged round about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, the Most High has smitten the river.
He gave the damn river a menstrual cycle. Woo! He made the river menstruate. I mean, listen, 7 days, right? Dang. Issue of blood on the river for 7 days, man. That's wild.
Got your car?
Verse 24. Can you elaborate on that? So, and then Josephus as well.
No, what they were trying to do was, you know how there's different water sources and it's coming from somewhere. They tried to dig around and still try to get to some fresher water.
Right.
They're like trying to
find it.
They're trying to circumvent what was happening with their rivers and find some fresh water.
Well, of course they drank the water. Think about it. They were prideful. They were like, oh, this is a different color. Right?
Yeah, sour face.
It's a different color. And then the ones that drank it, I said that they all sat there and drank the water, but some of them did drink the water. And the ones that saw them get sick were like, oh, we can't mess with that. Let's try to dig around it to find clean water. And every time they dug a hole, that same water sprung up blood. So yeah, some of them did drink the water. Oh yeah. Pride, baby. Pride.
It's a terrible drug.
And I mean, think about it. The pride of the leadership got the people caught up. This was all Pharaoh's doing. What? Nope. I'm gonna let y'all get boils, your cattle, the firstborn was on Pharaoh. That was foretold before Moses even went. He said, listen, I'm going to kill the firstborn. The Most High is going to kill your firstborn if you don't let us go. He told him that straight off the jump. Way back in chapter 5, he told them, if I'm not mistaken, this is what's going to happen. Plagues and your firstborn. Firstborn. Plagues. What's the little lice going to do? We already got lice. Right? What's a little body lice to filthy people? That was their minds. He got his people destroyed. Mathia.
Say like that's how they came up with Kool-Aid.
Right? That's how they came up with Kool-Aid. Hey. Not enough sugar in the world was going to make that. You know how Jews do it. They be pouring half of that. Man. There wasn't enough blood in the world. Enough sugar in the world that was going to make that Kool-Aid drinkable. I mean, listen, when it said it turned into blood, this is how you know people are retarded. Yeah, I'm talking about the Egyptians of this time. Yeah. If it turned into blood, so what did it have? Who has ever seen blood? It had that smell.
Yeah.
And it had the thickness. Blood is thick.
Right.
When it's you ever seen blood in them bags?
Yeah.
The IV bags or whatever? Yeah. So the Most High wasn't just going to do a magic trick like, oh yeah, we just going to put what's
red
the stuff? Yeah, you put the
Food
red
coloring?
What's the one drink? It's like it turns your water different colors. It's a little thing
like-
you squeeze in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what's it called?
Was it Propel or?
No, not Splenda.
Something though.
It's called like Propel or something like that. No?
Even Kool-Aid does it now, so they have drops. You just drop it.
Yeah, like Kool-Aid drops, but it's a thing that you put for the water
Specifically.
to give it like a color and a little bit of a flavor.
Can't remember
It's
what it's
gonna
called.
kill me. I gotta see what it is.
Crystal Light. Yeah, that wasn't. Most High didn't drop Crystal. The taste, the consistency. Yeah. So the ones that drank it, it's like, come on, y'all smell blood before?
Bro, it's nasty.
Yeah. You're like, whoa. Well, I'm thirsty. I'm hitting that. Whose is this? Yours?
Yes, sir.
I keep touching that. It's at my right hand. I'm sorry.
That's probably why I needed that. I needed one of them.
This is mine. I didn't drink it though. Brother's hands touched it. Right? Yeah, you might want to not drink that. I touched my face a lot. No, I'm serious. I mean, do me a favor, please.
I didn't even know what it was.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Can you just stop him from commenting? It's distracting the ones that is trying to listen. Right? So the Bible said it was blood, so you had to have been a fool to drink that.
Bro.
But some of the people had no choice. Think about little babies that were there that weren't on the milk. Right? Think about being 13 years old, 9 years old in Egypt at that time. You was trying to go run around and chase the goats. Nah, they didn't mess with goats.
Yeah.
You were doing some type of Egyptian type of whatever,
Whatever
they did, and you got thirsty. Shh. Felt sorry for a 9-year-old.
It was over.
Felt sorry for a child, cause
Vampires.
hey,
Ugh.
yeah, man, them kids.
And it's thicker. So you might have to warm it up a little bit so it'll be a little thinner, easier to drink.
Just the smell.
Oh,
That iron smell.
Yeah.
Blood got that iron smell in it.
Stings.
You know it's blood.
Yeah.
What were the kids doing? They were probably the ones that couldn't think about it. They huh?
Probably a lot of juicing.
Nah, they was like, nah, we gonna do something, but some people had to drink that. Yeah, man. Animals? What were the animals? So it wasn't just man, it hit man and beast. So what were the animals drinking? If the animals don't drink water, you can't get milk from them.
Right.
Right? So you couldn't just rely on their milk. And yeah, it was only 7 days, but the animal needs to drink daily and eat daily. The animals don't go on fasts.
Right. Man can only go 3 days without water.
That's what they say. Yahushua went 40.
oh.
Moses went 40.
Shathak been longer than that.
Shathak went longer than that. It's like the
That's what they
fasting
say.
king.
God.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Yeah, for carnal Esau.
Yeah, for
The
nations,
ones in the
baby.
spirit, Yahushua did it. He wasn't up there juicing. I'm saying that not because of what you said. There was a brother talking about, he was up there drinking berry juice.
on,
Like
man.
he said he drank nothing and ate nothing.
It said he didn't have none of that.
So anyhow, read on. Let's get through these plagues.
Chapter 8, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus saith the Most High, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs a bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy ovens, and into thy kneading troughs. And the frogs shall come up, both on thee, and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants. And the Most High spake unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and over the waters of Egypt. And the frogs came up, and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, Entreat the Most High, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people.
You got frogs? I had this aunt. she lived in the Bay Area. Every time me and my mom would go out to go visit her, we would arrive at night. And the apartment she lived in had so many frogs. Like, you couldn't help but to step on some. Like, you're like tiptoeing trying not to step on these frogs. And sometimes you would get some because there are so many of them. And then you think about this plague. It makes me think about this plague. It said the frogs were in everything. Yeah. It was in their beds, in their houses, in their kneading troughs, in their ovens. Have y'all ever ran over a frog on accident? Seen it? I backed out of my driveway one day and I ran over a frog. The dude was still alive. Half his body was crushed and he was still trying to move away. I was like, dang, I might as well just go ahead and finish the job. But just think about how much frogs were in this scene. Yeah. In everything. You try to put your clothes on, you're like, ugh. Things just jumping out. It's like, what the? Slimy.
And then they were having babies.
Oh, they're multiplying.
Ugh. So predators. Yeah. And they're slimy. They were giving birth and dying. Because remember, when frogs give birth, they give birth in water. Mm-hmm. If the water is all covered with frogs, they all couldn't be in the water. They were just dropping eggs everywhere. Oh, dang. Frogs are stinky. They got a water, right? So imagine they dying, and then that's in the water. So you still couldn't drink the water.
Yeah. Most I gave them no break.
No break. Like, okay. So now, and everything you did, frogs. I'm going to read this. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to just read every plague out of here. It's all on the same page. This is Josephus. It says, an innumerable multitude of frogs consumed the fruit of the ground. Right? Because they were trampled by the blood of these animals. As they died in, they were destroyed by the water. So they were populating so much, they were basically just killing each other off. So the water was full of not just blood, but blood and frog tadpoles and eggs. And you pull up the water to drink it.
Yeah.
It's just filled with frog babies.
Tap accident. You feel that little swimming in your belly.
It sip right down your throat.
Yeah.
It says the country was full of filthy slime. Dang. Think about it. You think the Most High was sending like little baby frogs?
Oh, nah.
Bro, he was selling them full-grown toads. Yeah. The ones that just emit pus. Yeah. They just pussy and white and slimy. And they got a smell. They like toads. Some of them you try to grab it and he just slimes out of your hand. Yeah. Right? So imagine just being overran where the slime was everywhere. Hit your face. Bam. Slime. Jump on top of your bald Egyptian head. Right? And get into the little hairpiece you got. You get on your little fake beard.
Yes.
like
right?
No. Yeah. But they taking the slime over the hair.
You got your little newborn little baby Pharaoh sleeping. And all of a sudden his crib is just overran with little froglets. Ooh. Pooping. We even talk about the poop.
Right.
These frogs poop. The poo. The noise.
No.
Oh, that right there would have killed me.
That's a great point.
Little ribbits. What's that?
And they give you warts.
And they'll wart you up. They'll bump you up.
Most High probably sent the worst type of frogs.
Well, he sent something that was going to eat the land and slime up everything.
Yeah.
So just think about it. Everything was overran, right? Let's see. The country was full of slime. As they were born, it says, as they were born and as they died, they ate and what they drank. And it came in great numbers upon their beds. There was also an ungrateful smell. And a stink arose from them as they were born and as they died. So when they born, they had a filthy little born smell, little afterbirth smell. And when they died, they had a smell of death. And then what is dead bodies going to bring?
Vultures.
Bro, all types of vultures and animals and disease.
Fly
and disease. Yeah. And if there are so many that you can't broom them out fast enough, because as soon as you broom one area, the other area is consumed. Yeah. You didn't. I'm pretty sure it got to a point where you tried to get to the highest part of your house. Yeah. To avoid them even touching you, because Imagine it's a bunch of slimy frogs jumping at your ankles. And you like ankle deep baby plague.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna give you frogs and it's gonna be like foot deep.
Mild annoyance.
A few little hundred. They said it was innumerable. And as they died, they replenished. And as they replenished, they died. And it just kept going. It kept going. The cycle just kept going. I mean, I'm glad we don't have that many frogs. Don't eat during bullfrogs. We don't have that many frogs. Yeah, them bullfrogs, those are the big boys.
Yeah.
And they make that big throat noise. And that tongue come out. Bow!
Yep.
Gotcha.
Grabbing up everything. Grabbing up anything that flies. I mean, they ain't had no flies. There was no bug issues.
No.
Right? Because they had
Frogs.
if you gotta take a step out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, you know what? Also, think about this. If this happened to Esau, he probably would have thought this was a blessing.
Yeah, food.
Frogs.
Frog legs.
Roasted frogs. Let's fry them up. Let's roast them.
You have unlimited roadkill.
It was like, oh, we got another pet for the kids. Plenty of pets for the kids. God.
Yeah, Esau would have turned it into a damn meal. A
God.
barbecue.
He would use it
Been
to
a
hunt the
buffet.
What's that? Yashikar.
Without getting too far off, on the frogs, right?
Yep.
The Egyptians, there was a deity of the Egyptians that is named Heket, Hequet. Is an Egyptian goddess of fertility identified with Hathor, represented in the form of.
They got a lot of gods, but the Egyptians had 360 gods. So yeah, for them to have a frog god, listen, they had a god with a ram's head and a damn cat's body.
Yeah.
God.
They were down to deify anything that they could. Yeah, Moab definitely. I mean, listen, Benjamin eat frog legs too. They call it spring chicken. All right, they call it spring chicken.
They used to serve them in school back in the day. Frog legs?
Yeah, frog legs used to get served here in America for Americans to eat boa constrictor.
Wow.
There's a boa constrictor population down in Florida that's getting so big, they basically give people the license to go out and just hunt them and kill them. But now they're trying to figure out, is it edible? The meat.
They pretty much do that with everything they bring over here that's invasive.
Yeah.
They try to find a way to eat it. They try to do that. It got into the river. They couldn't eat that. They said it tastes awful, but they still trying to find ways to cook that and eat that. When they brought the boars over here, the pigs, they eat those.
Because they bring these animals that overtake
the lizards that they got in Florida. They
the iguanas.
The iguanas.
Yeah.
They eat those.
Because they repopulate. They're not indigenous.
Even the rats. The Louisiana swamp rat.
That's why I don't really rock at Coney Island back in the day. I didn't really go to Coney Island like that. She said they have frog legs at Nathan's in Coney Island.
I didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't know that. They probably have them deep fried. That was probably the first deep fried thing. Yeah. Deep fried frog legs. Dip them in a little ranch. Honey mustard. Ranch. Little Chick-fil-A sauce. Make everything taste good.
Yeah. Thought you was eating hot wings.
Thought you was eating
salt pepper.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it, spring chicken. You know how Esau, everything tastes like chicken. Frog legs, clams, scallops. Oh, right. There it is. So they basically have a buffet. Yeah, they have that. Yeah, they do. The scallops, the clams. I mean, it's all filthy.
Yeah.
Each of the plagues was an attack at the Egyptian gods. I heard an Israelite group teach that each of the plagues was an attack at the Egyptian gods. I never looked at it in that way. It could be.
God.
It could be. I mean, the Egyptians had 300 and something gods. So, what was the Most High flexing that? Watch. Now, I'm not going to say indefinitely like, oh, yeah, he was. And obviously he's talking to Israel here, but this was the Most High flexing that power. Go to Judges 10. And I want you to read 11.
The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse Egyptians.
Go ahead.
And from the Amorites.
Right.
From the children of Ammon. And from the Philistines.
Read.
The Zidonians also. And the Amalekites.
Go ahead.
And the Maonites.
So then I basically saved you from the white man and from the Hamites. Go ahead.
Did oppress you.
Read.
And ye cried to me.
You did what?
Ye cried to me.
Go ahead.
And I delivered you out of their hand.
Go ahead.
Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more.
Verse 14.
Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
He said do what?
Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
So he was hitting the Egyptians in a way like, look, Israel cried to me. And I'm going to save them and you're going to be the casualty. 10 gods of the Egyptians, I would have to, see that, look into it. I don't know the Egyptians' gods like that.
Right.
So when he killed, like, the cattle, I don't know the Egyptian god for cattle. They hated cattle.
Right.
They killed, when he had the locusts come through and eat up all the crops and things like that. That was me just putting together that, hey, how do you destroy a nation? Well, you starve them.
Yeah.
Right? What God is synonymous with their crops? Not saying that they didn't have one. So, I mean, I definitely want to see that.
Right.
I definitely want to see that because that'd be very interesting. But I wouldn't be surprised though if that was the Most High attacking the Egyptians in the things that they deem worthy to be worshipped. You see that? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Most High flexing that muscle. Israel called to me, so guess what? I'm going to be the power to them. And that's going to be your destruction. Go ahead, read verse 14 again.
Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
Go ahead.
Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
That was that also was a deterrent. This was a deterrent for Israel being put on blast. Wouldn't you think, like, wait a minute, the Most High just destroyed this God. Let us not go deal with it? Right. It should have been a deterrent for us. Right? And I mean, think about it. You got some that trust in chariots, some that trust in crops, some that trust in weapons, some that trust in their children. You can make anything a God. The firstborn was wiped out. They might have been deifying their firstborns. Right? As what? The next ruler, the next king. I'm going to take out all the firstborns. That's not going to be your God no more. Right? You worship your crops. Well, that's your power. I'm wiping that out. That ain't your God no more. So what was the Most High showing us? That these things couldn't be put before him and they couldn't save you.
God. Ooh.
If you thought they could save you, coming back to that,
God.
I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Yeah, Most High was flexing, muscle, bam, right? Pecs and all. Just out there. Just out there, bro. He was killing them. Where we at? Go back to Exodus.
Yes, sir. That was it.
That's it for your reading?
Yes, sir.
Right, did I finish? Right. They died, right, under the oppression of the king or Moses. Right. Next reader, right? What's that, Elijah?
When we were doing landscaping at my cousin's house, I saw 2 frogs.
Uh-huh.
And I asked my dad if he could pick it up with me. And
Yeah.
he said he was scared of them.
Yeah.
So I had to pick it up. And I put him in a cage.
On blast.
Saw such a frog because I don't know too much about them.
Right.
Some of them are poisonous.
Yeah.
So you do got to be careful.
That's right.
Some they'll because even by my house, nothing but frogs. In the summertime, oh my gosh, when it rains, it's hot in Texas. When it rains, they try to dip next to the house because it's shade and it's cool.
Yeah.
So I open my back door. I remember one time I opened, and they're not big. The biggest one is like probably that big, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest one I've seen. Like boom, the whole frog.
Yeah.
But I got a dog, so the dog, she's a rat terrier. She likes to chase frogs. What did she bring in the house the other day? A dead frog? Or a dead bird? It's a hunting dog. When you got them hunting dogs, they bring you little treats.
Oh, yeah.
For acceptance. It's like, no, leave that outside. I don't want your little play toy. Right, yes, and they can make pets very sick. Yeah, they emit the poison to stave off any predators. You know what I'm saying? A lot of animals and plants do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got to be careful with the frogs. You got to know your frogs because you don't want to get sick. Some of them way. So be careful. I can see why your dad didn't want to touch it. I don't blame him.
But he didn't want to touch it because if they pee on you, they give you warts.
That too.
That's why he didn't want to touch it.
I don't want to get peed on.
So you got to see he was using wisdom.
Using wisdom. Yeah, you don't want warts. Those things hurt. And you don't want to get peed on. Frog venom in that new Vice documentary. Wait, they now smoke. Yeah. I seen that. They smoke frog venom.
What?
God.
Listen, because some frogs, you touch them and the slime makes you hallucinate.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
hallucinogen.
Yeah.
So they're using the venom, they puffing that.
Dang.
So they sprinkle. So now they sprinkling frog venom and
Making vape out of it.
yeah, they vaping frog venom. So I guess, like I said, that's how they gonna get to the kingdom. Gotta get.
Yashikar, Ban Yashala, Mim Israel, I'm Madi. Barak.
Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Brakatham.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah. This guy's ready. Ready. Ready for war. Yeah, man, smoking frog venom. You got people that purposely seek out those frogs that have the hallucinogen to lick them. No, really.
Yeah, they do.
They lick them. What's that? Licking from the tutor to the rooter?
You ever see Apocalypto? When the Indians were chasing him, he grabbed a frog and he dipped some thoughts and made some frogs.
And then,
I see that.
yeah.
I see that.
Because he dipped the darts in the back of the frog.
I remember that.
Pow! Yeah. Because, listen, they got that poison. They got all that stuff. That's why you just got to be careful. Yeah, I'm not handling no frogs. I'm sorry. I don't do frogs. I don't mess with ground recluses. They're little. But when that hit you, that put a hole in you like you got shot.
Flesh eaters.
Yeah. That'll put a hole in you like that if you don't go get like the venom, anti-venom or antibiotics. By the time you're done, you'll have a crater where they can dip gauze into your flesh.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. And they gotta sew you back up. And that spider is like that big. It's small. It's small. Brown recluse. They
The worst.
yeah, they're small, man. So I don't, certain things I'm good on. I mean different things. But that's the thing. That's the ecosystem that man destroys. There's an ecosystem the Most High created. We destroy the ecosystem because we'll eat frogs, not us, but man. You'll eat them, you'll hunt them, and then now you'll have an abundance of another animal, right? Then you got to try to find a way to destroy that animal. So you got to introduce something into that ecosystem that wasn't naturally there. Then it becomes a super predator, and you got to repeat huge, or they can become huge. So they live long enough. I remember. There's a spot in Jamaica. It's called Devon House, and it's like a park/zoo kind of. But they had a boa in there. Listen, this boa, man, it was like this, and it was just coiled up, and it just sat against the glass, didn't move. When it picked up his head, damn head was this big. So, yeah, his body, fit right up in that head because they detached them jaws. I've seen where they cut grown men out of a damn anaconda. They cut that belly open, he in there, cocooned up. So, but they're all in Florida running rampant. They're eating the alligators. Look, they're down there killing the alligator population.
They're destroying the Everglades because they're eating up all of us.
That's the thing. They're destroying the elephants. So now they're like, it's too many of them. What do we do? And Esau's filthy, profane, disgusting self is like, we gotta eat them.
Let's eat them.
We gotta eat them and make belts.
We'll eat them away.
Like, that's your first thought? A rodent you eat?
Yup.
Hell nah. Just cook it like it's oxtails.
I can imagine.
Like, pressure cook it all the way down. Right? But I'm like, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. It's disgusting. That's Esau, though.
You know, next they're gonna come out with all the health benefits.
Oh yeah, boa.
Yeah.
It's the new white meat. It's lean.
It's lean.
Leaner than beef.
Low calories.
Low calorie than less than chicken or turkey.
The poison increases your metabolism.
There's no poison in boas.
No?
No, their whole thing is to strangle you. But all their muscles are gonna be lean.
Yeah.
It's lean meat.
Low cholesterol.
Low cholesterol, low HDL, low LDL.
Yeah.
It helps the libido.
Oh yeah, they're trying to figure out something. Listen, they're trying to figure out how to eat rattlesnake, the shakers and all that stuff. Like, they said something about the rattlesnake shaker has something to do with the libido.
See?
The little things in the shaker.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on.
It's gluten free.
Yeah, it's gluten free meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna figure it out. Listen, and you know, this is how I know it's gonna be something, because I have like my little Google, your little Google, and it tells you what's going on. And like 3 days straight, that's not the same article, but like 4 different articles popped up on how they trying to eat snake and make it like like they're doing active research. Tied snake, sauteed snake, boiled snake, triple dipped snake, sugar coated snake, souffle snake, tempura snake. What's the one where you eat the raw meat, the raw beef? Tartar snake.
Oh yeah.
Snake tartar.
Snake tartar.
Yeah, they coming up with all. They got people. That means if they're testing it, what are they doing? They got people eating it.
Yeah,
then everybody gonna want.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they did. But guess what? See, y'all tripping. That's what they did with crab and lobster. Crab and lobster was not edible by anyone, but there was such an abundance of it. They were like, wait a minute, can't waste all this good eating, right?
Yeah.
Worms.
That's
King crab, like, oh, king, yeah, he got them king worms.
yeah. You notice the way the meat is shaped, like it's like strings.
Yes.
That's the worms.
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's not the worms.
No, that's not the worm. I'm talking about if you bust open the top of a crab, as soon as you kill it, and you bust off that top piece of his head,
Yeah.
and in there you'll see the worm swimming by his brain.
Oh, okay.
Little small white little water worms that just the stringy part.
I thought that
some
was-
of that is the worm. That's the tapeworm. It's
Kinda.
flat. You pull it up and it's this big in the fish, but it's really that big when you pull it up.
Yeah, it goes along the way the meat goes. Not.
It goes along the spine.
The structure.
It goes along the bone sometimes, or coils. It just depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I had seen that. I was watching some online that a brother had put me onto, and I was like, damn, that's what it's like before they cook it, and then so it was going along like the way the muscle was going.
Yeah, because it goes into the muscle. Yeah. So
it was going not against the grain,
yeah,
but with the
Same thing, worms.
Yeah, you get worms. But but sushi here ain't sushi that you get in like Japan, where it's still moving.
Oh, this is years.
They do like smoked meat.
Yeah.
Here it's like smoked salmon, smoked tuna. It ain't raw meat. They can't just serve you raw fish. Yeah, unless you go to a specific restaurant where they're like, I've been to, I've seen where they giving you like the damn octopus still moving.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's where they serve you duck. That's a real Chinese spot. So when you get
I've never
duck,
ate duck before.
everything tastes like chicken. They say it's like chicken but greasier. I probably ate some duck back in the day when I was young. I mean, customs of eating weird things.
It's like my kids are Cambodian, and in their culture, it's like a delicacy to have. You take a duck egg and you let it like sit.
Ferment for 100 years.
But form the baby bird.
Yep.
And you go and cook it and
Yep.
you eat the baby bird.
Yep.
And it'll have like wings and the beak and the face and everything.
Okay, that's different.
No, it don't have the face. Like it'll have some wings on it. And like.
So they're eating
feathers.
fertilized duck egg.
Yeah, and it's a delicacy.
Balut, they call it balut.
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 It's
Whoa.
They
Wow.
all love it. Like I didn't believe it, but
They love it,
my
huh?
children's grandfather, like he ate it, and he's like, look, it's the duck. You could see it as like.
How do you
it
eat the
was
beef?
disgusting. They just put like a little mixture of like lemon juice and some pepper and salt, and then they.
Cause that makes it all better.
Crazy. Yeah.
Lemon juice, salt, pepper, little oil. That makes everything edible, right?
Like, oh, can I get the baby duck this time?
Right. And you dip them, soy sauce, and it's a wrap. Yeah, that's filthy. But that's the thing. Everything. Watch. Give it a year.
Yeah.
You're gonna see. Down in Florida, they're gonna start in Florida, obviously. They're just gonna move over to Louisiana. Every time, and you're gonna see snake is gonna be on the menu. And then it's gonna be like, damn, that's good to eat. What do they do in Australia? You know what they eat? They eat wallaby. You know what a wallaby is? It's a damn kangaroo. Why do they eat them? Because they're so in abundance.
Yeah.
And what's their excuse? Oh, well, the meat is lean. Well, hell yeah. All it does is just hop around.
Yeah.
That's all it does is just run.
Yep.
But it's leaner meat than beef. It's this, but it's not lawful.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's not lawful.
Burger King.
What? That's Burger King. They use kangaroo. They use wallaby, mate.
Oh yeah, somebody.
I heard it was horses.
I heard it was ostrich.
See, it might be a ground in them all. It might be a little United Emirates. Mm-hmm. Their dish of choice is camel hump.
Ew.
So they'll cook a whole baby camel in a pot. The whole camel, head, everything in a pot. Steam them down. Get all the little hair off. Fry them up. Put it in a platter as big as this table with rice and little cilantro. Make it taste like Issachar food. And you just peel off the camel and wrap it in a damn naan bread and go in. And the best part, they save the hump for the visitors. The fatty old hump, just full of fat.
Yeah.
That sounded like barbacoa.
Yeah, they do it like it's barbacoa. They pull it off. It's stringy.
Because when we make barbacoa, it's all nice and tender. You get to eat the tongue, you get the lengua, the eyes. Throw some hot sauce, limon, some sal, some corn tortillas.
Roasted on the same fire. Right? Now, I get all the other, but I'm not eating no cow eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not eating no cow tongue. I'm sorry. I seen it.
In the store.
Lingua?
Good. I'm not eating lingua. When you said lobster tastes like water, it flashed back to agree, even though this is how I had to have tartar sauce. But they were cooking it right across the street, like the house right across the road. And they were cooking this crab. And I remember I got this crab, like a whole crab. This crab was like this big. And you pop that cherry, boop, right? Because they cook it whole. You just bust that head open, and you eat that. I've never been so sick in my life.
You eat it out of the body?
Yeah.
It's like the monkey.
You crack the legs, boom, you eat the meat in the body. Man, I got so sick, I'll never forget that. And from then, crab was just off. I was a kid. I was probably 9, 10 years old. And they cooked it, and I was like, damn. But I got sick.
Yeah.
Like very, very, and I always had this, it's that watery fish smell that makes me gag. It's that fishy, watery, you know what I'm talking about? And I always think about that and then worms. And I feel like I probably ate worms that day and it got me sick. Probably. Yeah. I got throwing up, diarrhea, everything. Yep. So, let's get back, man. Enough talking about the snake. Y'all don't get no ideas, man. Where we at?
We're at the book of Exodus chapter 8 and verse 9. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Glory over me. When shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee and thy houses, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord our power. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy houses, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh. And Moses cried unto the Lord because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses. And the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank unto them, as the Lord had said. Verse 16.
Now, I want y'all to think about this. We all have a little bit of Pharaoh in us. Because you may not be getting frogs, you may not be getting flies, It may not be raining down hail and locusts on top of you, but the Most High is giving you, we talked about it the other day, signs.
Yes, sir.
He gives you signs in your life. And, man, you'll be at the dive, and then what does he do? He lets up. Now, this is the thing. You know what you should be doing. You know, like, some of us, man, you know, you got people out that they left the truth. Most High is whooping them, right? And they know, like, the Most High is whooping them. They got to come back. And they're like, man, I'm going to get back in class. I'm going to get back with the brothers, with the sisters, be unified, right? Because Most High is whooping. Then he eases up and takes away that sign. You're like, oh, he eased up, so let me just carry on. Right? And then he got to hit you again. Then he got to hit you again. But if you look at the pattern of Egypt, Egypt got destroyed. Yeah, it got destroyed. The Most High took from Egypt its most prized possessions.
But it's also like this for that brother or sister that departed and start getting smashed. They want to fight even harder to prove that they can do it without the Most High. They want to fight and prove, like, you know what? I'm gonna show them brothers. I'm gonna show them over there that
you got some that do that, yep.
That I don't need the school. I don't need the camp. I don't need to unify. I can come up. Look, I got this. Look, I got a nice apartment. But their inward man is being destroyed. They're vexed spiritually every day. They might look happy on vacation at the beach, playing with the kids, going here, going there, doing all these elaborate trips. But they're vexed spiritually. There's problems in the home, problems with the children, problems on the job.
Yep.
They're going through the destruction, but they're putting out a good front on the outward because they're so stubborn that they're going to continue to push to show that I can do it without the Most High. I can do it without brothers and sisters. I can do it without being unified.
Or because he let up on me, I'm good now.
I must be doing right.
Well, I was going to get with the, because I had to look over respite. Respite being on verse 15.
So he gives you some relief. He dips you in the fire. You can't be dipped the whole time. You got to have some chance to pull out that gold and look at it. But we take that relief as the occasion to continue it in our same mind that got us the chastisement in the first place. See, that's supposed to be the let me not keep getting blazed up. And let me not suffer for wickedness, but I'll suffer for righteousness' sake. You see that? So just throwing it out there. These plagues, all you got to do, but put your mind in. Put your mind in. I'm Egypt. I'm Pharaoh, and the Most High is trying to get me to move a certain way. What am I doing? Am I taking the break as an occasion that the Most High let up so I can just continue to do filth? Or be me? Or be who I am? Or is he giving me the opportunity to not destroy me all the way so that I can start making changes in my life? Y'all see that? Right. Go ahead. Where we at? What's up?
So in reference, in retrospect of what you're speaking on, there's a scripture in John chapter 5 verse 14. John chapter 5 verse 14. Rebutting on purpose against the Most High. Rebelling against the Most High. Knowing the plagues that I came out of. Knowing the sickness that I had mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And the memories, the scars that are on me. It's like, nah, I don't want to go do these plagues. I don't even want to be destroyed. But John chapter 5 verse 14 says, afterward Yahushua findeth him in the temple and said unto him, behold, thou art made whole. So understanding, when I read the scripture the other day, I was understanding that to be made whole, you had to first realize that you were sick. All this torment within my spirit removed from me. So then I had to start making the necessary steps to become whole. Yep. I had to make the conscious decision, I'm going to serve the Most High so I can, recognize that there's plagues being deposited onto me. Right? But also make the necessary steps to seek counsel, really, really work in my spirit, really, really learn how to be brotherly, be united with my rib, learn how to teach my children and everything like that. So that as a nation and as a community and as a house of the team, come unto thee. So now, and that's just for the Hebrew Israelites. You know, Egypt got destroyed. And yes, in the comfortability of, all right, almost how I'm a Hebrew Israelite, forgive me for my ways, that I'm going to come and do this and I'm going to come and do that. I'm going to give you the sacrifice of my time, my household, my rib knows how to sew, my nephew knows how to be Spanish. What can we be served for? And then go back on the vow that I made, not understanding that out of the words of the most of Yahweh Shai says, sin no more, lest the worst thing come unto thee.
It was better for you to not know the way of the truth.
God.
Your latter end will be
chapter 8, verse 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth. And it became lice in man and in beast.
That's wild. That much lice? Y'all ever seen lice? Like fleas. Imagine you think the earth is moving, because it just turns into lice. And you know, lice and fleas, they jump. They move around, they dance. Imagine that. You just start twitching, pop locking, and you look and you got body lice. Ugh. You said what? Yeah, they do everything on you. They poop, reproduce, eat, breathe, sleep. Oh yeah. I mean, he makes it apparent.
Cousin, we saw 2 fleas in the trash, and my cousin Jeremiah said they keep them as a pet, and I said, what if they tear through the bag and they go on your head? Kill them.
Yeah. You don't want no lice as pet or fleas, because them things you'll have 2 and then you'll have 1,000,000.
Yes.
Yeah, they find a good place to reproduce.
That's so true.
Yeah, man. You know, that pestilence. Go ahead, read. Where we at?
Verse 17. Second precept. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Verse 18. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. The magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God.
I may have missed it. Is there a reason why the Most High set it up where he would speak to Moses, then Moses would give the command to Aaron, and Aaron would execute the command?
5.
Real quick question. Is there a reason why the Most High set it up where he would speak to Moses, then Moses would give the command to Aaron, and Aaron would execute the command? Is there some symbol? Egyptians needed a sign, and he said it. He said, he said, Moses, I'll make you a god to Pharaoh.
Yeah, that was verse 1.
And Aaron would be a prophet to you. Right? Because what did Pharaoh need? He needed to see something. He said it. He said, show me something, basically. We read it, right?
7:1?
Yeah, and then Exodus chapter 4, verse 14 to 15.
Go to 4 and 14.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 14.
Just read it today. Go ahead, read.
And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Moses.
No. Read down to 12.
Now therefore go.
Verse 10.
And Moses said unto the Most High, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant. But I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue.
Right, so this is where it all started, with Moses lacking a little bit of confidence in himself. Go ahead.
And the Most High said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Most High? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth,
right,
and teach thee what thou shalt say. And he said, O my Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. And the anger of the Most High, he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee. And when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt speak unto him.
So this is where it came from. He said, thou shalt speak unto him. Go ahead.
And put words in his mouth.
Go ahead.
And I will be with thy mouth.
Read.
And with his mouth.
Come on.
And will teach you what ye shall do.
Verse 16.
And he shall be thy spokesperson.
Spokesman.
Spokesman, Sloppy.
Uh-huh.
And he shall be thy spokesman unto the people.
Go ahead.
And he shall be, even he shall be to thee instead of a mouth.
So he's going to be your mouthpiece. Go ahead.
And thou shalt.
Now when you go to 7, read Exodus 7 and verse 1. So his question was basically, why is Aaron speaking for Moses? Well, the Most High was setting up order, structure, and he was also killing Moses' excuse that he couldn't talk good. You can't talk good? Well, Aaron can talk good. I'll tell you what to tell him, and then he'll do it. He'll say it and do it. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 7 verse 1. And the Most High said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh.
I have done what?
Made thee a god to Pharaoh.
Yeah, I made you a god, a power to Pharaoh. Go ahead.
And Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet.
Read.
Send the children of Yasharallah out of his land.
Because what did Pharaoh need to see? Why did he say he was going to be a god to Pharaoh? What did Pharaoh need to see? Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. When Pharaoh shall speak unto you,
right,
say,
right,
show a miracle for you.
Right. See, Pharaoh, these Egyptians operated in a way where if you're a god, then you can do godlike things. So show me a miracle. Do something that only a god can do. You see that?
God.
So that's where now the Most High allowed Moses and Aaron to do these, to stretch out your hand. Thinking that man is doing this.
Yep.
He needed a man to represent as God. So the Most High set it up, Moses and Aaron. So the Most High was doing a few different things here. Oh, Moses, you got an excuse? Well, guess what? I'm going to kill that excuse. Here goes Aaron. He'll talk for you. Right? I'll tell you what to say. You tell him, and he'll make it eloquent. Right? Also, Pharaoh, you need an example? You need a fleshly example? Okay, well, here it is. There goes Moses. He's the God. Aaron, he's the prophet. Right? So he was accomplishing a few different things in that move. And then I'm showing you order and structure. Moses is following me. Aaron, you're going to follow Moses. The people are going to follow Aaron.
Right.
You see that? So he was establishing the order. Because remember when the Hebrew man said to Moses, who made you a God over us? Remember that?
God.
Right. That was back in Exodus, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. He said,
14, chapter 2, verse 14.
2 verse 14, yeah, and he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intended us thou to a judge and a king? Most High established that structure with Pharaoh. Ooh, see that? So there was a few things happening with this move. So yes, he was showing order, structure, killing Moses' excuses, while also putting Pharaoh in his place and giving him the signs. All right. So Eric, let me know if you need any more on that. What you got?
As last week we read, when we were reading the beginning of chapter, the second precept, it says, I gave you Moses for a leader and Aaron for a priest.
Yep.
Which is, you're edifying that much more, and it's just bringing that much more sense as you're saying, like, this is the order.
The Most High deals with order and structure.
Come.
Second Esdras what?
Second Esdras chapter 1 and verse 13.
13, right. So yeah, Moses was the prince, the judge, the leader. They called him in Deuteronomy a king. Right? Most High set him up. Aaron was the priest, the prophet. And then Aaron had sons. So before Moses did anything, the Most High established it with Moses and Aaron. Korah and Dathan come back like, well, we got age, we got rank, we've been around, we got dough. It wasn't set up on money. See that? It wasn't set up on who could talk good. It wasn't set up on age. It wasn't set up on any of those things. It was set up on who the Most High chose. Right. So, Eric, let me know if you need any more on that one. Scout, they love that headlights. They love that. They love that because they like to keep their weird animals as pets and not bathe. I've been watching Esau's Filthy. I've been looking at I've been reading these articles about people that haven't showered in like 20 years. And they're talking about like they don't smell bad, this, that. And I'm like, but you don't put your body in no water? You got some that don't use soap. Which I understand that. You don't have to use some type of soap all the time because you kill good bacteria and things like that. But to never do it, I mean, that's wild.
I met someone in the mall like that.
Huh?
I met someone in the mall like that. He wasn't very savory. He had that look like
like a pale animal.
No, he looked like he had a tan. He was Esau, but he looked like a caveman. He had like the beard, like
it was
matted hair, like dreads, like locks, and he and I was just trying to like, hey, yeah, you know what? It's gonna help you smell better. And he was like, no, my natural smell is good. All I do is just water, no soap. I just rinse with water maybe a couple times a week. And I'm like, really? And he's explaining to me, just like you were saying, like health benefits, good bacteria, and stuff like that.
The microbiome, things like that.
It says help his immune system. He doesn't get sick at all. He was like trying
to like the 50s, the 40s. Listen, people wasn't bathing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You probably jump in the bath, the shower, if there was a shower. You'd hop in that thing maybe 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we weren't using like those harsh soaps.
Yeah.
Those antibacterial, like everything wasn't dial soap. So it does have its benefits to not use those harsh soaps. I'm not saying don't soap up. Please.
Lather up.
You know, get a little lather going.
Sweet ambiance.
But even me, I've been laying back on as much soap.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you don't need that. Like, if I'm not going anywhere, if I'm sitting in the house all day, right? I'm gonna take a shower. Yes, I'm gonna use soap, but I'm used to like super lather, or that. When you kill bacteria, you kill all of it. But it just popped in my head because I'm like, yeah, when you don't wash your body, I can see how like flies and different things want to kick it with you, lice. And you know, I can see why they want to hang out.
Perfect environment.
It's the perfect environment if you don't wash your hair and it just dries out and it don't get the natural oils. That's a breeding ground for like lice. They love dry scalp. They love dandruff, right? But if you don't promote like washing and cleansing, and you won't get those natural oils that help propel some of that filth.
Mm-hmm.
Because the natural, it ain't gonna clean itself when you just dipped yourself in the gym, ran for 6 months, around 6 hours, and got that sweaty funk. That ain't gonna clean itself. You gotta hop in the water and let that rinse off. You know what I mean? So,
when I was in Arizona, I was backpacking and doing all this. Go to Whole Foods and he would be like ganking like them little oils and everything like that. And he called it a hippie bath. He wouldn't bathe at all.
He just bathe in patchouli?
Just
yes.
Straight hippie bath.
They just throw some patchouli on and keep it moving. Because it covers up the funk until it starts to turn into the funk. Yeah, you gotta bathe. Because your body chemistry brings out the smell of whatever you put on it. Your skin is a huge organ that...
Yes, it is. It's good for that over in France too, just throwing perfume on top of it.
Oh yeah, they ain't about bathing and brushing teeth. They ain't about that. They tell you when you read certain books just on the Renaissance era, they would bathe by just standing. Think about wearing a pair of undergarments until it fell off of you. It disintegrated off your body. That's caused by dirt and funk. We want the funk. Right? Let's read on.
Exodus chapter 8 and verse 19. So the magicians.
So I brought all that out to say, make sure y'all bathe. Don't try to read them articles and you watching Esau not bathing for 20 years and they talking about they smell good because their microbiome is on point. You can still bathe and keep a good, healthy skin. You know, just lay off of the astringents, meaning the antibacterial soaps, everything. You don't need hand sanitizer. Just wash your. Think about it. When we pulled up to the temple, and the priest was about to go in the temple, were they squirting hand sanitizer and antibacterials, or were they just using? They said they used running water. As long as the water wasn't sitting there and catching some type of disease, they had running water to wash their hands and their feet. You see that? You weren't. Where's the dial? We weren't doing that, and that's how you get. That's how people been getting sick too. You remember the dude that bought all the hand sanitizer? He bought so much hand sanitizer. He was part of the reason why you couldn't get hand sanitizer for a minute. Right. And it's people like that where they think hand sanitizer is the cure to disease and sickness, where it's not. It's all around health. Yes, keeping your hands clean, washing the dirt off, washing your body, washing your hair, washing your hands before you eat, all that different stuff. But antibacterials take away all bacteria. You need bacteria. Cheap. I'm gonna get me some. What is it? Kombucha. I'm gonna go get that. Or probiotics. Yeah, probiotics. Everybody's on that because you need good bacteria in the gut. But if you start taking laxatives to lose weight, you wipe out all the gut. Remember, I used to eat Activia. Activia. It's good. Right? The little yogurts. Yeah. And I learned, but they're diuretic. So if you're having diarrhea, you flush out the entire gut system every day. You're supposed to have good bacteria, but then that's some bacteria. Right? Kind of already hit that a while back. Make sure you bathe. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 8, verse 19. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them.
See, he got mad. He got mad because he was put in place by his own people. This is the Most High. Well, who is this God that I don't know nothing about? Who is this God? Oh, is this man? Is Moses? Oh, okay, well, I got something for him. He looked at Moses as a God. See, his outlook.
Verse 20. And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy houses, and the houses of the Egyptians shall be full. Will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there, to the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. Verse 24. And I will put a division between my people and thy people tomorrow, shall this sign be. And the Lord did so, and there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted for Moses and for Aaron, and said, go ye sacrifice to your God in the land. And Moses said, it is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord our God. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes? And will they not stone us? We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God as he shall command us.
Flies. We didn't even go into that, but think about the disease that flies carry.
Oh, they're coming up.
They like to kick it with the poop, the doo-doo, right? And they what do they do? When they land on something, they're trying to lay an egg on it.
Yeah, they lay eggs.
Yeah, so they're blowing up the boo-boo, and they fly off, land on your drink right here at the edge of the cup. I'm holding it. And they land right here, and you like, dang, microscopic. You like, looks fine. Oh well. Right? You just swallow down doo-doo and fly eggs.
Yeah.
Doo-doo and fly eggs. Now imagine You know how one fly be in your house? You're like, dang, and you trying to. I remember we were in Virginia. So we were in Virginia, and I made a mistake and opened up the windows because it was nice. We had a little balcony view. I wanted that fresh little ocean breeze, right? Open up that balcony, and the flies just came in. I was like, dang, bro, it took us days to get them flies out. I'm trying to get rid of 4 flies, man. They landed on the chandelier. You like, bam! You hit the chandelier like, oh snap! I'm breaking light bulbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these flies, the pestilence, they're a pest, right? They buzzing. This is why you're like, oh, whoa, hold up.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine 1 or 2 flies. Imagine so many flies you couldn't see in front of your face, and they just landed on you. They landed on your baby. They get in you talk. They get in your mouth. They fly up in your ears, up your nose. That's what's going on. The lice. Imagine the lice. We even go mouth and lice just go in your mouth. You are dying of like drowning from lice. Suffocating from lice. Your babies. I always go back to the kids. This is how you know Pharaoh was prideful. He didn't even take account for his people. Right. Elijah.
One time when we were living at our old house at Bunny Road, back in Harlingen, a fly went in my dad's coffee, and he didn't see it, so he drank it, and then he felt it, and then he felt it.
He felt it in his mouth? Yeah. No, that's in your mouth.
Elijah be dropping dimes.
Yeah, he's diming y'all out. I know his pops is watching.
Oh, he's watching. When Elijah was reading, I'm gonna put you on blast. That's my brother, huh? When Elijah was reading, he was like, "Yo, Elijah looks distracted." Tell him to like, Ramiro, I got your back, bro. Hey,
it's like character, and we're
still a kid.
Yeah.
Remember, he's still a kid. Yeah. Right. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's one of the worst things you want to eat is flies. Bro. Just their inception. They come from the maggots in the trash.
Yep.
Ugh. Yeah, so flies and lice, man, they were everywhere. It was not what you think it was. You ever see them real big flies?
Yeah.
Bullflies, horse flies.
Yeah.
Imagine just a bunch of those just moving around.
Have you ever been?
They what?
They bite. You feel them. Like
Yeah.
Because they're actually injecting into you, right?
Yeah. They're laying eggs into you.
And they're laying eggs into you.
Right.
Dude, after they done put their mouth on boo-boo.
On boo-boo. Yeah.
Dog filth. The trash, the dead rotten meat.
But don't they throw up on it and then they slurp up that?
Yeah, they throw out something to break it down beside you.
In your food.
On your burger, at the barbecue.
And when they lay eggs on you, you gotta actually.
I gotta pay $20 for this plate.
Because they suffocate the little worm that's inside of you. You gotta suffocate it out. They just cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bro, that's disgusting.
King of terrorists.
But think about it. The Most High sent it on the Egyptians. I mean, dude, one fly pisses me off.
Yeah.
So countless flies, I'm going to be ready to just make it a nuisance.
Barbecue outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's, man. Now you wonder why people just get sick and they're like, well, how did I get sick? Well, the fly, he vomited on your food. Enough flies do that. And other weird little anomalies happen because think about it. We probably all ingested fly eggs, but your body has a defense to destroy that little bit of foreign bacteria. That's how other eggs and things grow in you. Your body is supposed to expel them. But if you already got a cesspool in your body, if your body is a cesspool, then foreign things are going to grow inside of it.
Right. That's true.
Like fly doo-doo eggs.
Fly doo-doo eggs.
Yeah. Go ahead. Ugh.
Exodus chapter 8 and verse 28. Go very far away. Entreat for me. And Moses said, behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat the Lord that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully any more in not letting the people go to sacrifice to the Lord. And Moses went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord, And the Lord did according to the word of Moses. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go. Exodus chapter 9, verse 1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and will hold them still, behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle which is in the field, upon grievous murrain. And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt. And there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. Verse 6. And the Lord did that thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of Egypt died. But of the Moses was 80 when he was doing all this, right?
Yeah.
So what was the span of all these plagues? Because he was 80 when he went into the wilderness as well. And then it was one of the plagues was like 7 days and stuff like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. They were back to back. So like one lasted 7 days. He might give him a day or two break. See what he was going to do.
And then right away.
Yeah, right away. Boom. Here goes another plague. The Passover. See, he doesn't give us. We just know the Passover is when the Passover, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he said this was going to be the beginning of months, but the first plague, it doesn't give like a specific date. That we didn't read that, right? Like a specific date or day.
No.
Yeah, it didn't do that.
And I really just asked just because
it was close time though.
Yeah, how fast he just.
The plague lasted 7 days, right?
Kinda.
Right. Yeah, that was 7 days. I mean, you could say it was a good month and a half, maybe 2. Yeah. So it wasn't that long, but it wasn't that short either.
What's the cattle?
Cattle is cows. Cows, sheep, goat. But mainly when you say cattle, you're talking about cows. Yeah, or when you hear livestock, that's cows. But cattle, yeah, cows. Darkness. Darknesses. Right? We ain't gonna get to that darkness. Not today.
Next time on plagues.
Right? Right. I mean, so you want to go live from a phone or a tablet? I want to go. Yeah, the buffering. The buffering is terrible. Watch it on the replay. It doesn't buffer on the replay, right?
No, it just skips.
It skips on the buffer part.
It skips words.
Use my phone.
We have to log out, log in, right?
Kind of. Into the iPad account on one of our phones.
So somebody start setting it up, and then we'll do it like that then. Yeah, we'll switch it over to a different device. You might want to get a different stand too. Yeah, I didn't know it was buffering that bad. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet. We got internet, like I said earlier, we got Satan. Satan has jumped into our internet.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on with that. Yeah, we'll get that taken care of. Just bear with us. She's gonna switch it over to a different device, but we'll continue class while she does that. Where we at?
Oh, that was it.
Next reader, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
When you were talking about the food, when my dad applied to work at Burger King, and then
They got all types of filth. All types of filth in that meat, so you got to be careful eating out. Next reader. Oh. Dang.
That pop, I heard it.
Yeah, but that was like a bone-on-bone rub. Good thing it's buffering. They couldn't hear me cry out. Go ahead.
William Sabbath Yahweh, Ban Yasharala.
William Shabbat Shah Yahweh Ban Yashala. Men of Israel. I'm Madam. Barak.
How about some outside Bakatham?
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatah.
Although, yeah, I mean, we probably have to get somebody here to check the internet.
I wonder if it's the laptop.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 7. Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And the Most High said unto Moses and unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and it shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took the ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh. And Moses sprinkled it up towards heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils. For the boils was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians.
So the Most High, through Moses, made another type of plague start hitting them. Boils. He made that happen to the Egyptians. Think about the whole lead up to everything. The frogs, which brings different types of bacterias and other disgusting things. The lice, the flies. It's like disgustingness after disgustingness. And each plague, you can even say that it leads over into the next plague.
Right.
And the flies running around, dropping their eggs on you and getting into your skin. Right. And then, okay, you still didn't want to listen? Well, I'm gonna make those eggs that the flies laid in y'all while they're around turn into something. Boils.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying that that's the actual thing, but you can see a progression of how, just connecting the dots. One plague turns Exodus with the plagues going on here in America. One plague to another, to another, to another. And it's ramping up even more and more and more. Like, the coronavirus is the big thing right now. But to me, the coronavirus is smoke and mirrors. Yeah, it's a sickness, but it's still smoke and mirrors. Because they've got other things in the works. They're doing other things behind just like all the killings. We used to hear about the killings like every week. Somebody else got killed. Another brother got put out their car. It happened in America. It's still happening, but all you hear about is coronavirus. All you're hearing about is Trump versus Biden. Yep. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're doing the magician stuff, the sorcery stuff. But the Most High is hitting this country. He hitting them. The confusion and the chaos between them. That's a plague on them. All we gotta do is do what we're doing. Sit back and watch the show. Let's sit back. Plague after plague after plague. Okay, well, I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be in this book. I'm gonna stay learning. I'm gonna stay studied up so I can know. And that's why throughout the scriptures, the Most High always reverts back to Egypt. Hey, y'all remember what I did for you in Egypt? Remember what I did for you in Egypt? Remember what I did for you in Egypt? It's gonna be when we get out of this and America is burning, a perpetual burning.
Right.
Hey, remember back in America? Like I was talking to Quazza about something last night. We were talking about America being a perpetual memorial for what we went through. Yeah, we're not gonna remember that place. All kind of feels what's happening over there. Right. Just continuing. The Most High always brings up Egypt.
God.
He set Pharaoh up for the big fall. Just like he set America up for the big fall. He let America get up to this point, the level of pride. No matter what anybody says, it can come from an Israelite, it can come from an Edomite. There's still the pride of emissions on the Christian broadcast network. They're talking about how America is off, how America doesn't want to listen to the Bible. I don't want to let go of the power that I have established. I don't want to let go of the control and world dominance that I got. Pride, man. What's up, bro?
And you was speaking on how just to sit back and relax and just watch, coronavirus and everything happening and everything. I mean, that's what they did in Egypt. Severed.
So the Israelites need to be what?
Severed
from Egypt, from America. Go ahead, finish.
Well, yeah, just that's just the point as you were bringing out. It's like okay, we didn't have none of our cattle died. We had no type of flies. We still had the water, all because one, we cried out to the Most High. We were still united, and we're just like, oh hey, It kind of reminds me of well, there's a Key and Peele skit, right?
Yeah.
A Key and Peele skit of the zombies, racist zombies.
It's
like you see all these zombies, all these Edomite zombies. Judites were on one end just chilling and vibing because it was not bothering them. Whatever happened for the zombies thing to even arise, it's like the Judites were good.
Right, we're chilling, having a barbecue, listening to some music, hanging out. Yeah.
Key and Peele.
Yes, sir. Let's get back to the reading.
Exodus 9, verse 12. And the Most High hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them. The Most High had spoken unto Moses. The Most High said unto Moses, the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servant, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
Yeah, Pharaoh had to be very, very hard. You know, them boils that came out, imagine them killing you from the inside out.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, imagine opening your mouth and you got boils in your mouth.
Boil in your
right?
throat.
What do they call it in your mouth? A canker sore. In your throat. They were boils. They have boils from the inside out. Let me hit this real quick. Right back into Josephus. Right back into Josephus. Same page, same book. It said, their bodies had terrible boils, breaking forth with glands, while they were already inwardly consumed. Yeah. He needed to concede. Trump. America's been destroyed from the inside out. Democracy is being... Let it be. Nigga, you about to be impeached.